Hi friends, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. Thank you so much for coming back if you've been here before. Today we are going to do a pick a card reading, and this is the winner of the last poll. So if you want to be able to vote for the next pick a card reading, just make sure that you are following, well, subscribed, I guess I should say. But we are going to be doing all about your next or current significant relationship. This is going to be a hefty one, which I'm sure you can tell by the timestamps. But we have three options. Option number one is going to be Jack and Sally. Option number two is Hercules and Meg. And option number three is Edward and Bella from Twilight. So pause the video if you need to. Ask yourself which pile, or maybe piles, have a message for you. And let's jump right into the reading. So let's do a quick reading breakdown before we get started, just so that you know if this is the right reading for you and you know what to expect. So we are going to start the reading out by looking at who you are and who this person that you're going to be in a relationship or that you already are in a relationship is. We are going to look at the connecting energies. So what connects you to one another? What's kind of the underlying connecting energies that are happening there? We will look at how you meet or how you met this person, depending on if you already know them. We are then going to look at the strengths of this relationship as well as the possible challenges. We will go into what attracts you about them and what attracts them about you. So what do you each find attractive about one another? We are going to go into the mental mind connection that you have to this person, the emotional connection, physical connection. We're going to keep it rated G because it is YouTube. And maybe PG. We're going to look at the spiritual connection, overall potential of the relationship, and then we are going to end on some advice. So if this sounds like something you want to explore, you want to hear more about, stay tuned. We are about to get started. If this is where you leave me, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you come back soon. All right, let's get right into these readings. Hello, pile number one. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you are drawn to the Jack and Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas sticker. We're going to place that right there. So as a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Only take what makes sense for you, what resonates with you. Also, I did do a reading breakdown. It is time-stamped below. I highly, highly suggest that you check that out because this is going to be a big boy. So we are going to start this reading by looking at who you are. We are going to look at who this person that you are going to be in a connection relationship is, and we'll go from there. So my intention is that you, my viewer, is on the left, and this person that you are either already connected with or will be connecting with is on the right. However, sometimes the energies could be opposing, so you could be on the right, they could be on the left. But if this doesn't sound like you and this doesn't sound like you, this is probably not your reading. So you can try a different pile, or it could just be that this specific reading doesn't have a message for you. But let's start. Let's start the reading here. All right, so we are starting, dragon energy. What else do we have here? Stingray. Then we have welcome. And finally, we have clarity, and this is for person one, and this is going to be my dragon person. For person two, we have the gazelle. We have the frog. We also have patience. Very interesting. Eggs in both of these cards. We'll talk about that. Similar colors as well. And then we also have balance. Okay, so let's talk about this. So as a reminder, this is going to be a reading of your next significant relationship. For some of you, this is currently already happening for you. For others of you, this is going to be future energies. But we are going to start by talking about the dragon person. And I want to start by mentioning the astrological signs that we have here because I know that you guys do enjoy that. So, first of all, in this deck, the dragon card is spirit, so that can kind of really represent all signs. The stingray is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then we have some earth energy down here with Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And with the clarity card, I would definitely say that is more along the lines of air energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So for the person on the left, we honestly have pretty much everyone represented as far as astrological signs, and we'll talk about this gazelle person when we get there. So for the dragon person, who is this person? This is somebody who is extremely spiritual and also someone who is quite balanced. Like, I really do feel this dragon person has a very good balance between the mental and the emotional, between the material and the spiritual, between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. This feels like someone who has worked very, very hard to reach a balance. And I also think that this is someone who does a lot of spiritual work. And what do I mean by that? This could be somebody who actively works on their chakras. I think that this person's third eye chakra is especially potent. I'm getting also the root chakra and the crown chakra. So this is somebody who does significant work on their spiritual self, which translates to being able to manifest, to being able to ground and center themselves. The dragon person feels like someone who is very good at seeing other people for who they are. And I think that the dragon person for a while may have struggled with wanting to see the best in people. And that is part of the gift here, right? This is somebody who can see somebody's potential. But I also think that, especially when this connection comes together, when this person is really, really ready to meet this gazelle person, or when these two connect, I think that the dragon person is, for the most part, going to be in a place of, I can now discern when I am trying to view the best in someone versus what I'm actually seeing as their realistic self or as who they truly are at this moment. And there is more acceptance of, this is where you are currently at, and I am going to honor that, and I am going to respect that, and I am going to figure out if where you are currently at aligns with where I'm currently at. And that means in all types of relationships. I think that the dragon person is someone who has very good boundaries and a very good understanding of who they are, what they need, and what they don't want around them. This is someone who has a very rich inner world. I think that the dragon person, I said this towards the beginning, but there's a very healthy and active third eye chakra here. I would not be surprised if the dragon person does something where they do something creatively, whether that is writing, whether that is some sort of art. Fill in the blanks, right? It could be music, it could be anything, but this feels like somebody who is very creative and someone who knows how to channel their creativity into an outlet that is very, very healthy for them. For some, there may be some sort of writing here. For others, maybe this is like social media type energy. Whatever it is, there's creativity here. This is somebody who has a clear vision and who has the ability to tap into their third eye. And this is someone who is also very aware of oneness consciousness. And I think that this dragon person can be very sweet, very loving, very caring. But I also think that this is someone who has learned how to set boundaries to the point where they're not going to allow just anyone into their space or anyone to take advantage of them. And that's something that this person has worked very hard at. For my dragon person, for most of you, if you are the dragon, there's something about your eyes. It could be the color of your eyes, it could be the depth. There's something about the eyes that's also coming in. I am getting like the third eye, but also something about the physical eyes where you draw people in. You are also very good at reading energy. Pile number one, if you are the dragon. And this is also, this dragon person knows all about transformation. This dragon person knows all about the cycles of death and rebirth, especially when we talk about the having to let go in order to create space for something else or for someone else to come in. This is someone who has been through a fair share of endings and beginnings in different areas of life. And I also think that this dragon person has learned about surrender and about spiritual laws and how things work and how to manifest. And this is someone who, once they know that something isn't for them, even if it hurts, they are able to walk away and get space from it and leave it in the past. For some, the dragon person could be someone who practices yoga. That's coming in for some reason. This could be like this could also be like a meditative practice. There's something here coming in around that. But one thing about the dragon person is that they've had to work very hard at building up their confidence. And I think that internally, because what's interesting is that the dragon, I think, is what the world sees. And the stingray is more of what's within, right? And what I think is that sometimes the dragon person doesn't realize just how strong they are and how much they've built themselves up. Because we also have the stingray here. And one thing about the dragon is always seeking to improve and to grow. And that is a beautiful energy to have because that's not always the case. But it is the case for the dragon person. And I think that the dragon person has had to do a lot of work around self and around defining who exactly they are in order to really get to this phase where they show up as a dragon, right? Because the dragon is a mythical creature. It's a magical creature. It's strong, right? And one thing about the dragon person is that the dragon person, when it comes to relationships, and I'm not just talking about romantic relationships, this feels like family friends. I think that this is someone that for some period of time had to deal with people that were maybe even a bit overbearing, like people who had very strong opinions. And this dragon person had to learn how to stand up for themselves. And this dragon person has had to really lean in to their strength in order to set appropriate boundaries with the people around them. And what's interesting is that this dragon person is still someone who is soft, who is loving, who is welcoming. This is still someone, I think for the most part, this dragon person operates from the divine feminine, from someone who doesn't let the hardness of life harden them, but someone who remains open, soft, and just willing to connect and be vulnerable, which is so commendable, right? Especially when you've been through a lot. But this dragon person is very intelligent. Like I said this towards the beginning, this feels like there is a very good balance between the material and the spiritual, between the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and that keeps coming in. Like, this is somebody who's very balanced, and this is someone who knows how to show up and be the best version of themselves and they know which version of themselves they need to be in specific situations. And I also think that the dragon person is somebody who does not give up. But I have to say, I feel like that's something that this dragon person has learned, because I think they went through a period in time where sometimes it just felt like it was too much to keep going. But you can't keep this dragon down. For some of you, you were born in the year of the dragon. For others of you, you're very... Actually, that's not for others of you, but this dragon energy is also coming through as very nurturing, very loving, very soft. So it's very interesting because there's like some polarity here of like this person appears a certain way, but they're very soft, very loving. But let's talk about the gazelle person, right? Because we can talk about the dragon all day long. But let's talk about the gazelle person. Because, actually, before we get into why we are going to talk about the gazelle person and who they are, let's talk about the signs. So with the gazelle, we have fire being represented, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. With the frog, we have water being represented, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. With the patience card, I would say we have earth here. Actually, with the balance card, I would say that's earth as well. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So again, we have a little bit of everything for these two. But the gazelle person is someone who is quite aware. This is someone who is very intelligent. This is someone who is probably an extrovert. And I will say with the dragon, I feel like this is more introverted energy. This gazelle person for most is going to be more extroverted energy. And this is someone who is very, very good at reading other people, just as the dragon is. So both of these people are very good at like reading situations, reading the environment, reading other people. And this gazelle person, this is someone who is very good at appearing to have it all together. This gazelle person appears to be graceful, in control, and they have very natural like leadership qualities to them. No matter how much stress this gazelle person is under, from the outside looking in, they're very good at appearing to have it all together. And this gazelle person has a lot of ambition. This is someone who has a lot of ideas of what they want for themselves and someone who knows how to create that. And I think that this gazelle person works very hard, especially when it comes to working towards what it is that they want to create, their dreams, their goals, their ambitions. This is probably somebody who puts in more hours at work, or if they have like a business, this is someone who really puts in their time and effort into their work and into being the best version of themselves. And one thing about the gazelle is very instinctual. There's something about this person that they can kind of stay one step ahead of the game. And they're very good at noticing patterns and trends. And I think that they use that to their advantage because this is somebody who is very hyper aware. I also think that the gazelle may be a little bit of a people watcher. Like if this person goes out, they're very good at like picking up on what's going on with other people, or they could just enjoy people watching. But this gazelle person is really in a place, especially when these two meet, when these two are in a connection, the gazelle person is in a place of enjoying life, of making more time to enjoy what they have cultivated in their life because they have worked very, very hard. And one thing that the gazelle person is working on and will be working on is being more present and being able to ground more into the present moment. And one thing about the gazelle is that the gazelle is a lot more gentle than they may appear on the outside. So this is somebody that when you meet them, they may appear to be. I don't want to describe this exactly because it's going to be different things for different people. But this is like, this person appears like a bear, but in reality, they are a teddy bear. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting. The presentation that they put out is not as harsh as you would think it is when you first meet them. And one thing about the gazelle person is that they are currently, I said currently, for some of you this is going to be currently, but they are always going through periods of reinventing themselves. And one thing about the gazelle person is if they figure out that they are no longer passionate about something, they either try to re-spark it or they try to move on from it. So this is someone who is very enthusiastic and someone who wants to explore. This gazelle person may have a lot of hobbies. This gazelle person may have a lot of interest that they are always kind of just playing around with. And what's interesting here is like they also have the frog here. And the frog is all about cleansing, clearing, healing energy. And one thing that the gazelle person has learned and is continuing to learn is the importance of self-care and really connecting to emotions. Because I think for a while, the gazelle person really wanted to disconnect and ignore certain emotions, certain things when they came up. And what they've learned is how to ground and how to give themselves time and energy to truly sit with themselves. And for some, this gazelle person really enjoys like going to the gym or working out or getting some sort of body movement. This is someone who has a lot of energy. And if it's not channeled correctly, it becomes very restless energy. That's what's coming through for them. But I also think that this gazelle person is recognizing when they are overworked. And that is why they are creating more balance in their life. I actually just noticed that there's a bee there. This is like a worker bee. This is somebody who's always buzzing around, somebody who's always doing something. But they are really focusing on creating more balance in their life. And the gazelle person is someone who is very good at carrying the load and taking on responsibilities. And one thing that the gazelle person is going to actively be working on, and I think this is throughout their lifetime, is when am I taking on too much and when am I taking things that aren't even mine to carry? But this gazelle person, as I said, this is somebody who's way more sensitive than they appear to be, and someone who is more in tune with their emotions than what they appear to be on the outside. And if you're going to be in a relationship with this person, you will get to see that. But not everybody else does. For some of you, the gazelle is really connected to water. This could also be that they're like the water element is like one of their main three, sun, moon, rising. So Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces as a reminder. But something about water, something about cleansing. Trying to see if anything else is coming through. Yeah, I think that's what I'm getting. So let's talk about the connecting energies. Let's take a look at what are the connecting energies for these two. First, we have Angel of Love. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. So we have Angel of Love. We're going to place that there. We have, wow, fourth chakra with Archangel Raphael. This is the heart chakra. So we kind of have love there twice. And then we have the first chakra with Archangel Michael coming through. All right, so let's talk about it. These two people are connected through this is almost giving like the red string of fate where maybe, oh, I just realized that. I was going to say we're meant to be. You pick Jack and Sally and their whole thing is meant to be. Right? Am I making that up? Yeah, meant to be. I have some Jack and Sally merch. It says meant to be. It does feel like there's like a red string of fate here, or like there's just, at the very least, you are supposed to meet this person. Um you are both connected through the heart chakra and the root chakra. So there is going to be a lot of tenderness, a lot of passion here. This does feel fated to some degree, of just like, you are at least meant to meet this person. What happens? I'm not saying that part is fated, because I do believe that everyone has free will. But the connecting energies here are very sweet and very much rooted in feelings and just like romance. There's a lot of romance here. There could also be a very strong friendship that develops here. This could be someone that you meet as a friend and eventually becomes more. We're going to look more into that, but that's coming through. But there's also this, it's like the heart chakra is activated. So that's all about feelings, love, romance, all the ooey gooey stuff. But we also have the root chakra, which is all about grounding those feelings into reality. So I think for most of you, and we are looking at your next significant relationship or current, for most of you, this is someone that is meant to be in your life for a season. For some of you, you may describe this person as like a divine counterpart, a twin flame, a soulmate. This feels like a very deep connection. And I do feel like once you meet this person, there is attraction on both sides. Even if you start out as friends and you decide to take it slow, it feels like there is a recognition of, I am attracted to this person. This person feels comfortable. This person feels familiar to me. There is that right off the bat coming through. Yeah, for some of you, this is fated. For some of you, this resonates. You could work with Archangel Raphael, whether you are working on a relationship that you're already in or on drawing this relationship into you. For some of you, this is someone who is part of your, like, your soul family when it comes to like the people, the souls that you incarnate with. This is somebody that you have incarnated with multiple times. So there is familiarity here. Like, you both feel familiar. There's a lot of passion here. A lot of passion, chemistry. This is somebody who, there's excitement here on both sides. Like, you notice one another and there's excitement here. For some of you, this is very specific. Only take it if it resonates. But for some of you, there is an angel. This could be like a guardian angel that works with both of you to bring you together. If that is meant for you, you will know that message is meant for you. For someone here, there is a rose quartz necklace. Either you wear it, you have it. That rose quartz necklace is helping to bring this together. It's like smaller. It's like a smaller rose quartz necklace. I don't know why I'm seeing the necklace specifically, but that's how I'm seeing it. Also, you are connected to this person through the heart chakra, like I said. So the more heart chakra work that you do, the closer you feel their energy, even if you haven't met them yet. And also that could help to bring this along quicker if you are looking to speed things up if you haven't met them yet. Let's look at how you meet this person or how you met, depending on if you already know who this is. Let's take a look. So we have the Six of Swords. We have the Three of Wands. And we have the King of Pentacles. Okay. So many different people watching this. I'm going to give you scenarios. Take the one that resonates. For some of you, you meet this person after a period where you are single. Like, it feels like for some of you, you will be single for a while. You're going to do some healing work on yourself. Or it could just be like you know what? I just need a break. I just don't want to deal with this. I'm going to focus on something else. I'm going to focus on career. I'm going to focus on school. Or I'm not meeting somebody that I'm interested in. So I'm just going to take a step back. And when I'm meant to meet my person, I will. This person then comes in. So this doesn't feel like I break up with someone and then like 5 minutes later, this other person comes in. It feels like there is a break before you meet and connect with this person. It also feels like for my pile number ones, I would say for all of you, you probably already know that there's somebody out there for you. You could dream of them. You could just like sense their energy. It could be just like this knowing, maybe you're clear cognizant where you just have clear knowing, the gift of clear knowing. And it's this like, I just know there is someone out there for me, and I know that they're going to be coming in. For some of you, you very specifically manifest this person. Like you can sit down and this could be, I'm seeing like a vision board type of thing of like, I am making my request to the universe, to spirit. And for some of you, you're going to be surprised because your person, this person that you're going to be in this relationship with, is going to kind of check off the boxes. Like whether it's you're asking for specific values, whether you're asking for a specific look, this person kind of takes it off, and it feels almost like a romantic movie of like, I asked for all of this and now this person is standing in front of me and they kind of check off the boxes. Like I made this checklist and maybe I did it as like a little bit of a, maybe I was just having fun, or maybe I was with my friends and we were just kind of having fun. But there is this energy of like, you ask for this person's qualities and this person embodies those qualities. And there's almost a little bit of like, is this for real? Like, am I making this up? Is this serious? Is this too good to be true? Also, for some of you, to get more into like the tangible ways that you can meet, for some of you, you will meet this person through like work or a coworker or like business. This could also be school. For someone here, maybe this person offers a service and you meet them in that way, or you go somewhere where you are receiving a service. Like this could be, I gotta go file my taxes, so I'm gonna go see my accountant, and like this person is there. Or like I need to go find an accountant and this person is my accountant. That's just an example. I've got taxes on the brain. This is timeless, but as I'm recording this, it's about to be that season. Also, when you meet this person, for both of you, you're going to be feeling lighter. And what do I mean by that? With this Six of Swords, it's standing out to me. If you were having a stressful period in your life, when you meet this person, it feels like you're coming out of a stressful period in your life. And it feels like you've reached a point of surrender. Because again, for my pile number one, some of you know this person's out there. Some of you know this person like is meant for you, even if you haven't met them yet. And it's you trusting in yourself and in the universe to bring this together. Let's look at the strengths of this relationship. So what are the strengths of this relationship? We have 3 cards. Card number 1, the 2 of Cups with paper rings. If you are a Swiftie, that's a song. 6 of Swords twice. With I forgot that you existed. And finally, we have the 4 of Pentacles, dancing with our hands tied. There's a lot of symbolism that I'm getting intuitively around the red string of fate. If you're not super familiar with that, you can read up on it, but it's this idea that this red string will tie 2 people together and eventually brings them together. I'm probably chopping that up, but that is the gist of it. So let's talk about the relationship strengths, right? Because we start out with the 2 of Cups, and the 2 of Cups is soulmate. It's connection, feeling connected to someone. It's also romance, and really, truly, to me, the 2 of Cups is really that soulmate that makes you feel seen, heard, understood, accepted for who you are. Because we can have soulmates that can be a little bit tougher, if you will, like soulmates that are here to teach us lessons. But the Two of Cups to me is like that sweeter, that idea of soulmates that most people have, where it's very happy, it's very joyful, it's I want to say an easier relationship, even though all relationships require work. It just feels like, again, I feel seen, I feel heard, I feel accepted by my person. And we have the Six of Swords here. And with this combination of cards, I think part of the strengths in this relationship is going to be the ability to work through issues as they come up and the ability to support one another. This does not feel like a relationship where both people are afraid to speak their truth, or where one person is afraid to say what they feel or what they're thinking out of fear of hurting the other person. This also doesn't feel like, I'm going to be resentful because we can't solve the issues. This feels like something comes up, and remember, I said this, at the base of this, there is friendship. Whether you meet this person and you become friends and then you become lovers, or whether you meet this person and immediately, like, you decide to embark on a romantic relationship, there is friendship at the center of this, which is going to help this connection. Like, this is somebody that you are truly going to respect and like for who they are as a person, and vice versa. So there is this energy of things come up and we solve them. We're able to move forward together, and we don't have to feel like we are stuck, or we don't have to feel like we have to resent each other, or we don't have to keep having the same exact argument back to back to back because the other person isn't getting it and isn't willing to do what they have to do to improve the situation. And we also have the Four of Pentacles. So this is a relationship, a connection that is very stable. This is a connection that you can build something long-term with, because when we talk about significant relationships, that doesn't always necessarily mean that it's something that's going to last forever and ever. But I do feel for this group, that is quite the possibility of just, we're going to build together. We are going to work towards understanding one another. And there's a lot of feelings of safety and security in this connection for both people involved, which is absolutely just beautiful. Let's talk about the possible challenges, because not everything is rosy, right? Sometimes we have some challenges. It's part of human relationships. So possible challenges, we have the Two of Pentacles. I'm not surprised to see that there, and we'll talk about it. We have the Queen of Cups. Just trying to space these out correctly. And we have the Six of Cups. So let's talk about it. Pile number one. We start out with the Two of Pentacles as a possible challenge. And I'm going to read them kind of separately, and then we'll put it all together. But with the Two of Pentacles, and I said this about the gazelle person, but I think it could be true about either of these people. I think one thing that may be challenging for this connection, something to be on the lookout for, is taking on too much. Because I think that both of these people can have the desire to help others, or the desire to meet their dreams, meet their goals, to the point where they may be, especially the gazelle, but again, both of them kind of have that potential here of maybe being a bit of a workaholic, or just being someone who takes on way more than what they can realistically do, or they can promise to do things like, do you want to go out with the friends? And yeah, sure, I'll go out. And then the day comes and it's like, I am exhausted, but now I signed up for it, so I have to go. So I think a challenge for these two is going to be, let's actively make time for one another, and let's be careful of taking on too much to the point where we're so busy that it makes it a little bit hard to connect. So prioritizing for both of these people is going to be super important, of prioritizing the relationship, prioritizing yourselves, so that you can have the energy to give to the relationship, especially at the beginning. I think towards the beginning, like making sure you have time for one another, making sure that you have time to connect. Because we also have the Queen of Cups here as a possible challenge. And one thing that I will say is, especially at the beginning, I'm getting that these messages are really going to apply at the beginning. But be mindful of reading too much into something that's not there. Be mindful of really talking things out, because what's interesting is that the strength was, we are going to work through things as they come up. And I think that that's something that you develop as a couple. But I think towards the beginning, there may be a little bit of a challenge. And I think it's something that you're both going to be able to surpass and work through. But there could be a little bit of a challenge of like my feelings of insecurity, or me overthinking, overanalyzing something. I can like put a narrative to something that's not even happening. And I'm not just talking to my viewer. I think that this could be both of these energies can absolutely deal with this, whether you are the dragon and your person is the gazelle, or vice versa. It's about being careful and like, let's just talk this out. And instead of like, let me hold this in and not communicate it, let me talk to my partner and let me communicate with my partner where I'm at, what I'm feeling, and what's coming up for me. Because we also have the Six of Cups. And one thing that both of you need to do in this connection is let go of the past, let go of the narratives, make peace with what was. So especially if one or both of you've had a relationship where it was pretty difficult, where you kind of struggled when it came to connecting to the person that you were with, or it wasn't someone that was really showing up, don't bring old baggage into this connection, because this is going to be completely different. So being able to make peace with the past and say, that was my experience with X, Y, and Z, or that's what I was taught a relationship was, or that's the type of relationship that was modeled to me. But this, we are not them. This is not then. This is completely new. This is happening now. So being present and, again, making peace with the past, but also offering forgiveness to yourself and to your partner as needed, because this is going to be a very healing relationship, regardless of how long it lasts. And I think for some of you, this is going to be a long-term relationship. It's going to be a very healing relationship. And I think that it's going to trigger certain things that may not be the most comfortable. But this really does feel like these things come up towards the beginning. And that's why it's like the challenges are kind of similar to the strengths, because it's we get this together, we figure it out, and then we're good, right? We're smooth sailing from there. Let's talk about what attracts you about them, and then we're going to look at what they find attractive about you. So we're going to look at what you find attractive about them, and then we're going to look at what they find attractive about you. And this is regardless of who you are. This part is what you, my viewer, find attractive about them. We have the Two of Swords. I love that because I could see why that's there. The Star card. The Four of Wands. Well, okay. So there's a lot of physical attraction here. And we will get into the physical stuff. Again, PG rated version of it. We will get into the physical stuff in a little bit. But when it comes to what you find attractive about this person coming in for you, you find attractive their decisiveness. And I love this Two of Swords in this deck, and I think that that's why it came out, because this is a person where they're going to make decisions and they are going to rely on their gut, on their instincts, and on their third eye to make choices as they feel they need to. And I think that for some of you, pile number one, that's going to be a little bit of a newer energy that you may not have always been used to, or it's something that you just admire in general. That sense of like, your person is going to be a take control. They're not going to, it's not like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm just stuck here. This is someone who, if they have to make a choice, they do it, and they do it with confidence. Regardless of if you are the dragon or if you are the gazelle, that applies for both. And I also think that there is this almost like this sense of this is a soulmate, this is a divine counterpart. This does feel meant to be. This feels like we were supposed to meet, and that's very attractive. Like, this person is a star in your eyes, and this is somebody that you like truly admire who they are as a person, who they are as like at the core of them. But I also think there's that recognition of this is somebody who is special to me, somebody who is important to me, and you're attracted to this person in every single way possible. For some of you, you're also going to recognize that this is the person that you wished for, that this is like the answer to your hard work and the answer to your prayers. You're going to be attracted to how outgoing they are as well, and to how they present themselves. But there's something about like their physical form that is very attractive to you. This person has like a shining light that just like draws you in and makes you feel like you were meant to be with them and you were meant to connect with them. It's like you are in awe of them, and you just you love them. And before this is love, right? Because love takes a little bit. There's just like this magnetic connection to them. But it's who they are at their core that truly attracts you. Let's take a look at what they find attractive about you, or what attracts them to you. We have the Nine of Swords. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And finally, we have the Four of Cups. Okay, let's talk about it. So this person, first and foremost, I think this person really sees the magic of who you are. And I think that they see your spiritual, how do I want to say this? Like your spiritual power, your spiritual strength. And one thing that your person is going to really be attracted to is how strong you are. And it's very interesting because both of you are in different ways attracted to one another's strength. Whereas I think you are attracted to your person's like take charge energy. Your person is attracted to your softness and to your, it's like a quiet strength. Like I show up and I do what I need to do, and I don't have to show it off. I don't have to be loud about it. I just do what I need to do. This person is also going to be very attractive to your physical form. For some of you, there's something in the chest area that this person is going to be very attracted to. I'm also seeing the eyes are standing out. Hands as well, pile number one. Something about your hands. Some of them are going to put a ring on it. That's coming through. Take it as it resonates. But this person is also attracted to your ability to make the best or the most out of whatever situation you are in. There's something very kind, very compassionate, very nurturing about you. And this does feel like you both complement each other quite well. But it feels like, especially when you are in a connection or as you connect to this person, your strengths are really kind of their weaknesses, and your weaknesses are kind of their strengths. So it's like you balance each other out, I should say. But this person recognizes your kindness. And I think that for some of you, this person is going to be kind of surprised by how kind and giving and compassionate you are, because I don't think that they've met someone like that. There's a lot of softness here. And don't get me wrong, even though we have the Nine of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune here, this person does not think that you are weak at the very, like, this person sees you as strong. Because I know these two cards especially don't take it as like, oh, but do they see me as like somebody who needs to be protected or somebody who's weak or any of that? No. No, they see you as a badass. They see you as somebody who overcomes anything that is thrown your way, and somebody who manages to be so loving, so kind, so compassionate, so giving in spite of everything you've been through. This really feels like somebody who really sees you for who you are. Yeah, eyes, something around, it's like the shoulder chest area keeps coming up when it comes to the physical stuff. They find you very beautiful. There's attraction here. Let's keep going because we're going to look more into that physical connection shortly. Let's look at mentally. What is the mental connection here between both of you? So the mind connection, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. Yeah. You are both very much connected mentally. I've said this throughout this reading. This is a reading where I don't care if you start out as friends or you go straight into the romantic relationship of it. At the base of this, there is friendship, there is respect, there is mutual understanding. And mentally, this is somebody who is going to match your wit and vice versa. This is somebody that intellectually you will be able to connect with and vice versa. And I think that whether you are the dragon or the gazelle, both of these people have issues or have had issues in the past finding someone that they can truly speak to and someone who truly gets them. Because I think that these are two people that from time to time, they enjoy going deep. They enjoy exploring ideas. They enjoy exploring just like, I'm almost hearing like just talking about the deep stuff. And that's not something that is always readily available, because I think that these are two people that are highly intellectual, highly spiritual, but highly intellectual as well. I do think the dragon is more spiritual than the gazelle. I have to say that. But the connection here is, the mind connection is very beautiful, because these are two people that are going to be learning from one another and two people that are going to share similar interests. I don't know why. I'm kind of getting like two people sitting on the couch reading a book. Like that's the vibe that this is giving. And at the same time, we have the Queen of Wands here. So it's like mentally we connect. We are able to talk things through and really connect at a deep level. But also we give each other space to exist and to really go after our own hobbies, our own desires, our own pursuits, if you will. So there's a lot of balance in this connection. You both also feel very almost like free with the other person. It feels like you both feel very like you can be yourself. Like you don't have to put up an act. Like you can be yourself. Let's take a look at what's next. Hold on, I gotta turn the page because I have 2 pages worth of stuff that we're gonna look at. All right, so we're gonna look at the emotional connection. So emotionally speaking, what's going on in this connection? First, we have the High Priestess. Yeah. The Magician. Okay, pile number 1. And the King of Cups. Okay. So, emotionally speaking, this is going to be a connection that really feels like it's almost like we don't always have to use words. And I do think for my pile number ones, I said this earlier, but I do think for some of you, even if you don't know who this is, even if you haven't met this person yet, you can kind of feel their presence. You can feel their energy around you. It really does feel that way. And it feels like emotionally, you are so connected to one another that it kind of feels like telepathy, almost like emotional telepathy, like you know what's going on with the other person. Now, I want to say a disclaimer here. That does not mean, pile number one, that you're not going to communicate your feelings if the other person is not getting it, but it does feel like there is a deep connection here that feels like it's way above and beyond what is usual. Like you just feel like you're in tune with one another. There is emotional availability here on both sides and emotional intelligence. Also, there is a whatever it is that you both want to create, you will be able to create. We have the magician here. Emotionally speaking, you will be able to grow and evolve and expand. But your emotional connection feels almost spiritual. We have the high priestess, we have the magician, we have the king of cups. It feels like a very spiritual connection, like you're just tuned in, and it's like you can sense what the other person is feeling. You can sense what the other person is up to. This is very beautiful. For some of you, you're going to be able to like look each other in the eye, and like if you are in a crowd or like you are with friends or you're around people, you just got to give each other the look and you already know what it means. Like, you know, like all right, we got to go. Look. Good. You're ready to, like, it's like, okay, nod, head nod. Yep, let's go. Like you're tuned into one another. Let's look at the physical connection. We're going to keep this part very, very PG because YouTube, but I will be doing the 18 plus reading. It's going to be coming out in the next 2-ish weeks. So keep that in mind. But let's look at the physical connection here. The Page of Pentacles. High Priestess twice. High Priestess, High Priestess. Did it come out before that too? I can't remember. Pile number one. The physical connection. Here's the thing. Body, mind, and spirit are connected. And for this group, this isn't for everyone. This isn't the norm, I guess I should say. At least I don't think so. For this group, body, mind, and spirit are going to be connected at once. It's like the emotional connection is there, the physical connection is there, the mental connection is there, and they're kind of they're woven in together, and it's like all three are activated when you are with this person. But physically speaking, we have the Page of Pentacles, very sensual energy, very let's explore, let's figure out what we like. I feel safe. I want you to feel safe. And we are going to be able to really figure out what works for us, how it works, and what we want to do more of. And this is like, I feel safe, lights on, you can see all of me. And I feel like for some of you, this is the best you've ever had or you will have. I don't want to say that in case it doesn't go on forever and ever, but this is going to be up there. Physically speaking, this is up there. Because again, body, mind, and spirit are together for both of you. And you are not only experiencing the physical, this is a connection where like I am physically enjoying myself, if you know what I mean. But like mentally and emotionally, I'm there. That's powerful. That's beautiful. And that's what I'm saying. For some of you, this is going to be it. For some of you, this is the person you end up with. For others of you, like this is up there. Like even if something happens and you don't end up with this person, which I think for most of you, you probably make this work long term. You remember this person like, man, that was good. again, stay tuned for 18 plus coming soon. Let's look at the spiritual connection. King of Swords, again, that clairvoyance, that claircognizance coming through, and the Nine of Cups. This is a dream come true. This is a wish come true, a wish granted. Spiritually speaking, this was meant to come together. Again, telepathy is here. You connect with this person, you know what they're feeling. This is also why this is such a powerful connection. For some of you, do you have like a Lilith in Virgo, Pisces, Lilith in Taurus? In the natal chart, Lilith is also coming in as important. Maybe some of you work with the goddess Lilith. That energy is coming through, and that energy is all about female empowerment. It's about taking your power back. If you know the story of Adam and Eve as it relates to Lilith, you know what I am talking about. If you do not, I highly suggest that you look into it, because I don't want to spoil it, because I'm not going to explain it right. But spiritually speaking, this is part of the blueprint. I said this for this group. At the very least, you were meant to meet this person. That to me is still loud and clear. At the very least, you were meant to at least come across this person. And there's a lot of telepathy between the both of you, a deep understanding. Some of you, if you call this person's higher self into your meditation or dream, you will connect with them, even if you haven't met them yet. Let's look at the overall potential of the relationship. Overall potential of the relationship. The Chariot. What else do we have here? The Nine of Cups twice. Pile number one, this relationship has a lot of potential. This relationship, here's the thing though, and this is true for anything in life. I am a big believer in free will. I will never tell you that something is meant to be and you can't do anything about it. That's just not what I believe. But I do believe for this specific relationship, it's going to be what you want. And I think that if what you want is a life partner, what you want is to make this work and you're both in on it, this has the potential to be your future spouse. This has the potential to be your life partner, the person that you grow old with. The potential here is unlimited. And your wish has been granted, and it has the potential to be granted through this connection. And I love that. I love that for you, because it's just so clear. Like, it's just the potential is what you decide what you both decide it's going to be. And if you decide you're going to make this work, by God, you will. Like, you will make this work. All right, pile number one. We have some additional cards, and these are meant to be more of like advice for you. We'll see. It could be something about the connection itself. We'll see what comes through. But let's start with these love oracle cards. And we have new love. A new chapter begins, whether it is a new partner or in a current relationship. For those of you that are already in a relationship with this person, if you've been having any issues or if you just feel like a little bit disconnected, this is the time to reconnect. This is the time to open up that new chapter. For those of you that haven't met this person and you know for a fact it's no one in your past because they don't sound like this, this is confirmation that this person will come in for you. Then we have faith. The angels are working behind the scenes to make this relationship flourish. So again, this is coming together. I said this at the beginning, for some of you working with the angels, because some of you have an angel that is in charge of this relationship that works with both of you. You can try to connect to that angel. I'm seeing like a pink candle. I'm also seeing like pink and red roses. If you have an altar or if you want to do like an offering, that's coming through. But have faith, especially if you feel like, what's going on? Why isn't this person coming in? Am I meant to be alone? You know that that's not the case. And what did I say? Past lives. You have known this person before. It is a soulmate from a past life. I'm pretty sure I said that earlier where I said this feels like somebody who is a part of your soul family, who incarnates and who you've been with before, who you've connected with before. Let's see what we have with messages of love. Trust. It is safe for you to trust in this situation. Also with have faith and trust. Trust that this is going to come together for you. Trust that this is meant for you. And pile number 1, what is meant for you cannot be taken from you. What is meant for you cannot pass you. It may take a detour, but it will always find you. Ew, was that poetry? Anyways, and then time apart. Some distance will help bring clarity. All right, 2 messages with this card. I said this at the beginning. For some of you, when you meet this person, you may be going through like a period of just being on your own. I think that confirms that message for those of you that resonated. For others of you where like you're just like, I know who this is. This is somebody I'm either on a break with or somebody like that's already in my life in some way. If there is some distance, it's going to bring clarity. Again, my message still applies. What is meant for you will not pass you. It cannot be taken from you. It can take a detour, but it will always find you. I need to stop saying that because what am I talking about? All right, so I did have 1 card, which is going to be an inner child card. And your inner child card is self-love. I love this deck. It's just so cute. It's a new deck. And your affirmation is, I love myself exactly as I am. And here's the thing, your person will as well. Finally, we are going to end the reading by getting you a goddess and goddess message. This is a goddess that you can work with, or if you resonate with the message and you just don't feel like doing deity work, that's up to you. But let's see, who do you have? Lakshmi with abundance, be open to receiving. She is a very good goddess for bringing in abundance. If you type in YouTube, Lakshmi mantra, it should pop up. Listen to it, let it play. It could be very healing for you if you feel like that's what you want to do. But pile number 1, thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Claim this reading in the comment section. We are meant to be. Because, listen, when I choose the sticker, I just randomly place the stickers intuitively. And the fact that this energy matches perfectly, it's meant to be. And you and this person are meant to be. So we are meant to be in the comment section. Jack and Sally all the way. Thank you for being here. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. We will be doing quite a few readings leading up to Valentine's Day just to get in the mood of love. It won't all be relationships. Some of it will be self-love and all of that stuff. But let me know. I am writing down all of your wonderful ideas. But I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you are drawn to the Hercules and Magara sticker, or I'll say Meg. I call her Meg. So we are going to be looking at all about your next or current significant relationship. As a reminder, this is a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. As you can tell, this is going to be a longer reading because we have all of this to get through. So I did do a reading breakdown. It is time-stamped below. I highly, highly suggest that you check that out so that you know what to expect and if this is something that you want to even listen to. So for this reading, we are going to start by looking at who you are and who this person is. If this part does not resonate with you, so you don't identify with the person on the left or the person on the right, it could be that this reading is not for you, or you could try choosing a different pile. But if this part does not resonate, the rest of it probably will not resonate for you. So my intention is that my viewer is going to be on the left, your person is going to be on the right. It could be flip-flopped, but again, if neither one is you, it's probably not your pile. Let's get started. All right, let's see. Dolphin. Pile number 2. I love the dolphin. To me, I've said this in previous readings when I've gotten this card, is golden retriever energy. and I love that. Ooh, the fish. Okay. Then we have confined. And finally, we have communicate. Okay. For your person or the other person in this reading, we have the moth. We have, ooh, the wolf. Okay. Very interesting energies here. Mother Earth. This person has like a lot of like yellowish, greenish energy happening here. And limitless with this beautiful unicorn. Okay. Pile number 2, I'm liking it. I'm loving it. I just thought of McDonald's for some reason. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to talk about the dolphin person first, and then we will move on to the moth person. So with the dolphin person, just to go through the astrological signs, again, they don't have to resonate, but I know some people like them as confirmation. We have water heavily represented here with Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We also have a bit of earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and we have a little bit of air. Why do I never remember the air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I am a Libra rising. I should know this. Okay, pile number 2. Let's talk about it. So who is the dolphin? First and foremost, the dolphin is just the loveliest person. This is someone who is very fun to be around, very caring, very like this person's aura is so inviting. This is someone who really has beautiful energy and somebody who is beautiful inside and out, because I think that there's something about this dolphin person that is very attractive. And I know that this is a general reading, but I'll be honest, I think everyone is attractive in their own way. Like I've never met somebody that I'm like, oh man, like that's not true. Some people on the inside. Anyways, but this dolphin person, there's something really attractive about this person and something very bright and very beautiful about their aura. This dolphin person also has very healing energy to them. This is the type of person of like, if I were not feeling well, I would want to find this dolphin person because this person just feels so nurturing, so fun, so kind to be around. And very in touch with their emotional self. I think that the dolphin person could very well be somebody who is clairsentient or has the gift of clear feeling. And I also think that the dolphin person is incredibly smart, very intelligent person. And this is somebody who probably has a very strong spiritual practice. Like this is somebody who is actively practicing their spirituality for the most part. And if this is somebody who isn't doing that at this point in time, I think at some point in time, this dolphin person will be practicing they will be having some sort of spiritual practice that feels very in tune, and very helpful to who they are and to their well-being. The dolphin person loves to care for others. And I would not be surprised if this dolphin person is in some sort of helping career, whether that is like offering a service. Maybe this is somebody who works with children. This could be somebody who works with animals. This could be somebody in the medical field. There's something very nurturing, very helping about this person. And I think that it really expands into all areas of their life. But this dolphin person has such a bright light that they shine into this world that I think that this is somebody who really operates from their heart chakra and from like their solar plexus chakras. And this dolphin person is a great listener. This is somebody who will hear out other people. Like this person could actually be a counselor or a therapist in their day-to-day life, but if that's not what they do for work or for a living or as a career, this is still the person that you go to when you need to talk things out and when you need to feel heard and understood. I also think that the dolphin is very creative, and this is somebody who probably has a appreciation of the arts. Depending on what art that is, different things for different people, but it could be like This could be somebody who's really into books, somebody who's really into music, somebody who's really into like artists when it comes to like paintings and that sort of things. But this person has a appreciation for the arts. And I also think that this dolphin person is very good at brightening other people's day. Like if you come across the dolphin person, they will brighten up your day. And what's interesting here is that when we look at the dolphin and we look at the fish, there's a lot of like yin and yang energy there. And I think that the dolphin is, that energy is what people see on the outside. But I think that this fish energy is what this dolphin person keeps more on the inside. And I think that this dolphin person can sometimes really struggle with maybe overthinking, overanalyzing, and feeling like they are in a mental prison. Because we have the fish card and we have the confined card, and it feels like it's a dichotomy to the dolphin energy that's coming through. And I think that the dolphin person works very hard at putting forth this energy of openness, of brightness, of just trying to be there for other people, even when the dolphin themselves are struggling. And I think that at times the dolphin can feel very confused and very, what's the word I want to use here? I want to be very careful about the word that restless. There's a restless energy to this dolphin person. And what's coming through here is that the dolphin is very adaptable. But I also think that sometimes it takes a little bit for this dolphin person to truly be comfortable in the circumstances that they are in. And I think that at times the dolphin struggles with believing in themselves or feeling comfortable with their own choices. And one thing that the dolphin really wants to accomplish, and one thing that is very important for the dolphin to figure out, is how to cultivate peace. Because what's interesting here is that for this dolphin person, I think that the more in flow that they are, or the more that they're able to ground themselves and sit within their own truth, the more connected to spirit and their higher self that they are. But sometimes it's very hard for this dolphin person to truly believe in themselves in a way. But one thing about the dolphin is that the dolphin is not somebody who gives up. Like the dolphin will set a goal and the dolphin will see it all the way through. Even if it takes a little bit of confusion, even if it takes a little bit of trying to fight the inner critic that lives within the dolphin. Because that's the thing. I think that the dolphin is this very beautiful light, has this very healing presence. And one thing about the dolphin is that the dolphin treats others the way that they want to be treated. And the dolphin also recognizes that others are going through difficult experiences and that not everything is what it seems. Why? Because that is the truth for the dolphin. And the dolphin is very accepting of other people and others just in general. Like this is a very accepting energy. This is somebody who accepts others without, even if they don't agree, they can be accepting of their point of view. They can be welcoming to those that are different. And I will say in some cases, the dolphin may actually do some work around trying to make life easier for others, whether it's like volunteer work or whether it's like not necessarily something as a career, but that's coming through. And one thing about the dolphin person is that I think that sometimes the dolphin person struggles when it comes to relationships, especially romantic relationships. Like maybe there's like a back and forth here for some where it's like, yes, I want this. No, I don't. Yes, I want this. No, I don't. Like that push and pull energy that's coming through. And I think that that energy sometimes really kind of expands into other areas, because I think that sometimes the dolphin tends to overthink, overanalyze. And I think that's why that confined card is here. To me, this card also always reminds me of Alice in Wonderland. So if you are the dolphin, you may like really enjoy Alice in Wonderland, really identify with the story, or it could have been something that was like maybe very meaningful to you as a kid. Um, but one thing about the dolphin is that there's a very powerful, there's something very powerful about the dolphin's voice and the words. So if you are the dolphin, really use that to your advantage, because your words carry weight. So speak life into what it is that you do want. And if you are the dolphin, for some of you, I almost wonder if you are like a musician, or there's something here about your voice that's very beautiful, like very alluring, very beautiful. But let's talk about this moth person. So let's talk about the signs. We have air with the moth, and that is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have earth with the wolf, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We have more, we actually have earth. So I would say air and earth is what we have here. So let's talk about the moth person. This is somebody, and I think that both of these people do have similarities, but I think that the way that they show up is different. So like they have the similarities, but the way that these similarities show up in their everyday lives is very different. Because the moth person really comes across as like very whimsical, very magical energy. There's something about this person that is very beautiful, very alluring, just like the dolphin. But the moth feels a bit more elusive than the dolphin. And this moth person can be impulsive at times, and that sometimes shows through. But I think that the moth person is also very good at making their decisions seem more planned than what they are. And this moth person is very enthusiastic, very optimistic. And this is someone who, if they are interested in someone or something, they go all in. Like they are all in, full in. They're ready to invest their energy and time. One thing that the moth person does struggle with from time to time is seeing the bigger picture and seeing things all the way through. Like this feels like somebody who may start a project and then it's like, wait, did I really want to do this? Maybe not. Or do I really want to see this all the way through? Maybe not. But one thing that this moth person has been learning how to do is how to ground and slow down. Because the thing about the moth person is that they truly are limitless. They truly have so much potential. And because of that, sometimes they are really drawn to spreading themselves a bit too thin in different areas of their life. And one thing that the moth person has learned is that sometimes they burn themselves out because, again, they spread themselves too thin. And this moth person is very much connected to their inner child. And I also think that this moth person is someone who is very protective of those around them, right? We do have the wolf representing this person here. This is somebody who is reliable. So they can be impulsive, but they are reliable. I feel like this is somebody who's more impulsive when it comes to like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. Or like, yeah, I want to sign up for this class. Or I want to explore more about this thing. And then it's like, wait, I probably shouldn't have done that. For some of you, this moth person, if you are familiar with human design, they could be a manifesting generator. This person could be a generator or a manifesting generator. Take that if it resonates. If it doesn't, do not take it. But this moth person has almost like a fearless streak to them, where they are willing to put themselves out there and really truly try anything at least once. And there's something, I keep saying this, but there's something very magical about this person, where things tend to work out for them. And most of the time, it's like very lucky breaks that they get, where I don't think they realize how lucky they are. And one thing that the moth person is working on and will be working on throughout their lifetime is surrendering and letting go and figuring out when it's time to walk away. And I think that the dolphin person is also on that path, but I think that the way that they're experiencing those lessons are slightly different, but both of these people are experiencing lessons around surrendering. I also think that the moth person has a very close-knit family. This could be a family that has placed a lot of expectations on the moth, and I think that the moth person, depending on when you meet them, they will be kind of going through a period of standing up for themselves and choosing what they want to do. I would not be surprised if the moth person went into like a career or a business that was like the family career, the family business. And part of what they're learning to do is to break free from the expectations of others. And one thing that the moth person is also working on is being more patient and taking their time when making decisions. So what's interesting here is that the dolphin person can tend to like overthink, overanalyze. But once they make the choice, it's the choice that's meant for them. Whereas the moth person is more of like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. Or like spur of the moment, they make that choice and they stick with it. And I think that both of these people will be able to learn from one another because, again, they are experiencing very similar things, but their approach is very, very different. Very interesting energy. Let's look at the connecting energies here. So what connects these two? All right, let's take a look. First things first, we have patience. Okay. Spirit's got joke today. Jokes, I should say. Strategy. And then finally we have the second chakra with Archangel Ariel, and that is the sacral chakra. Yeah, there's a lot of that in this reading, a lot of sacral. I think both of these people are very creative and very good at manifesting what they want. But let's talk about the connecting energies. So what connects these two people, first and foremost, is that they're very similar. And I said this towards while we were talking about who each person was, but they're similar energies. It's just that the way that each individual is experiencing the energy is completely different. But these two are connected through, I really think there is a, like, you were meant to meet this person. There is a fated aspect to this because this is somebody who, and I don't know if this was necessarily part of your blueprint or this becomes somebody that you are meant to meet based on where you are currently at and based on where they're currently at. But it feels like both of these people are undergoing very similar lessons, and both of these people are learning how to be more patient but also strategic, and how to trust themselves more. And I also think that part of what's going to connect these two is going to be a very physical attraction. Now, I don't want to say, because we're going to look into the mental, the physical, the emotional, spiritual attraction. But I really do think for this pile, there is a very strong physical attraction. There's a lot of passion. There's a lot of chemistry. Like, this is somebody that you're probably going to, like, you see them and you're attracted to them. This isn't like, yeah, I had to really get to know this person and then eventually they grew on me. No, there is a very clear attraction here. And it's just also where you are at in your journeys. You are meant to connect because you are going through very similar lessons, and you can both help one another. And this feels very divinely guided as far as the timing. It feels like the timing of when you meet this person is going to be very, very significant. Um, because I'm seeing like clocks. I'm seeing a lot of clocks here. So when you meet this person, it's going to be very, very significant. For some of you, you're going to have very similar interests to them as well. So like you can really connect via what you are interested in. Let's move on. Let's look at how you meet. And for those of you that are already with this person, this would be how you met. Let's see what we have here. 5 of Swords, 4 of Wands, and King of Wands. Okay, let's talk about it. So let me just do a little disclaimer here. This is a general reading. It's meant to be for a lot of people. So I'm not going to tell you exactly how you met or exactly how you meet this person. I'm going to read the energies. You take which one resonates for you. So for some of you, you could quite literally meet this person at like a music festival, a wedding, a celebration, a graduation. This could be somebody that you met at like some sort of event where there were other people, there was some sort of celebration, there was music, there was like maybe art, there was something going on, because we have the 4 of Wands. And for some of you, that could have been like you actually meet this person at a wedding or like at an engagement party or like a birthday party, or you're out celebrating something and this person is there. For others of you, what I'm getting is that you meet this person. For some of you, it's while you are in the middle of a season in your life where life feels very heavy and very conflicted. For others of you, it's as soon as you come out of that season of your life. And it really does feel for this group that both people are really finding themselves when this connection comes together. So this could also be someone that you meet through like a dating app. Don't get me wrong, that's definitely on the table. But like it feels like both of you are in a place of like, I'm here, I'm trying it out, but this isn't like where my full attention is at. Like there are other things happening where you are in the thick of it, or you are just coming out of it when you come across this person, when you meet this person. For those of you that meet this person at an event, it feels like there are things going on in your life where you may not feel fully ready to embrace this. And I think that that's true for everyone in this group, where when you come across this person, whether it's online, whether it's in person, there's almost like this, do I have time for this? Do I really want to engage with this? And I think that both people will have been working on themselves. I think for both people, you may have been single for a bit when you meet, because I'm not really getting the energy of like you're leaving something, or it could be that you were still like working on getting over something, but it just feels like there's some things happening in life where you feel overwhelmed, and when you come across this person, it's like, okay, I am attracted to them, I like them, they're calling to me, but also, is this something that I want to engage with? And there is like a little bit of like, let me go within and let me really figure out if this is what I want at this time. I do think one person is going to really pursue the other, especially if there's that level of like, I'm not so sure, and not in a creepy way, not in like a very stalkerish way, but just in like, no, I'm interested. Like, let's at least give it a try. It feels like more playful. It does not feel creepy. It does not feel overwhelming. There is overwhelming energies here, but I don't think it comes from this person. I think it's more individual things that each person is going through that they have to decide, like, do I have time for this? Do I have energy for this at this point in my life? And I think ultimately the answer is, you know what, I'll give it a shot. And I would not be surprised if this is a group where there's a level of like, let's be friends first, or let's get to know each other, no pressure, or like, let's figure it out as we go along. I think there's a level of that for some of you in this group. Let's look at the strength of the relationship. So what are the strengths in this relationship? What do we have here? Queen of Wands, New Romantics. We have Page of Pentacles, Endgame. Ooh, I like that. Wheel of Fortune, Invisible Strings. Or string. And Nine of Pentacles, The Last Great American Dynasty. Okay. So, first things first. You actually had an extra card. I was only intending for 3 and 4 came out. But pile number 2. There's a lot of strengths in this relationship. And I think part of the strengths is that you both are going to encourage the other person to be who they are. And there's a lot of acceptance here. I also think that whatever it is that both of these people decide that they want is what they are going to create. So when you meet, I think you're going to be in a place, one or both of you, more than likely both of you, are going to be in a place of not necessarily being sure of how much time and energy you have to invest into a connection right now. And this could really be just like at the very beginning, you meet one another and it's like, wait, is this too good to be true? Do I really want to give this some time and energy right now? Or do I really just want to kind of focus on myself? And then once you decide and you go on the first date, everything is good because you've decided. But part of the strength in this connection is we create what it is that we want. And I think that these are two people that are really able to make this happen. Like if both of these people decide that they want a relationship, that's what they're going to have. If both of these people decide that they're going to put their all into this relationship, that is what they're going to do. Another thing that is going to be very powerful for the both of you in this connection is going to be your ability to roll with the punches and to reinvent yourselves and the relationship as it needs. And what do I mean by that? This doesn't feel like it's a static relationship in the sense of some people will get in a connection and it's perfect, it's working, and then about 3-5 years go by and things are starting to get boring and both people are kind of just going with the flow. This doesn't feel like this happens for these two people because there's that constant is this working? No. Okay, well, let's figure out what works for us. You know, we usually do our routine. Is this working for us? No, I'm kind of getting bored with that. Okay, let's add some spice. And I think the spice is going to be added in quite a few different areas. 18 plus reading is coming up very soon. I promise. This is not it though, so we're not going to get too far into that. But I do think there's going to be a lot of just support for one another and the ability to really roll with the punches and make changes as you both need to. I also think that if these two decide that they are going to build a life together, like if these two decide that they're going to get married, they're going to get engaged, they're going to move in together, there's a lot of prosperity here that both of you create. Whereas like if your dream is to buy a house and have the kids and have the pets and have the business or whatever it is, maybe your dream is to travel, you both have the ability to make it a success. Like you both have the ability to see it all the way through and to really create wealth together. And I'm not talking just monetary, but there is monetary wealth here. But I'm also talking just like abundance in general. You're both also quite willing to start new when you have to. So if something isn't working in the relationship or if something isn't working in your personal life, you both have the ability to say, this isn't working and I am going to start this anew. I also think that you share a lot of the same values, which is going to come into play in the long run. So, this is a relationship that could very well stand the test of time. Let's look at the possible challenges, pile number 2. Because nothing is ever 100% perfect, some things come up and it's best to be forewarned. So, any possible challenges in this connection? The Eight of Wands, yeah. Hierophant, yes. The Moon. Let's talk about it. So, pile number 2. First things first, we have the Eight of Wands as a possible challenge in this connection. And to me, that makes sense. Because I think, especially with the Moth person, I think there is a comfort, I guess you can say, to become restless and unfocused and to burn out. And I think that a challenge that may come up for this relationship is being a bit too busy and doing too much. I think it's important for both of you in the relationship, in the connection, to create time and space for one another, but also to really figure out where it is that you're going as a couple and what it is that matters to you as a couple. And I'm not going to lie, because we have the Eight of Wands and the Hierophant here, this could be a relationship where maybe it takes a little bit longer than one person would like. And more specifically, with these two cards together, only take it if it resonates. This could be a situation where, like, maybe one person is like ready to get married and the other person is kind of dragging their feet a little bit, or they take a little bit longer to pop the question, if you will. That could also play out, but that's not going to be for everyone here. But one thing is to make sure to make time and not to like overwork yourselves or burn yourselves out to the point where you can no longer have connection with one another. And then we also have the Hierophant here as a possible challenge in this connection. So when we talk about this, it's all about, outdated ways of thinking, outdated systems. It can be, stagnation. And that's kind of what's coming through here is, I think, aligning the timelines for both people may be a bit of a challenge. Now, is it a huge challenge? No, I think this is something that you both can overcome. But I think that there will be a like pacing thing where like one person may feel that things are moving a little bit too slow and the other person is not fully ready, or the other person feels that everything could be moving too fast and the other person is like, all right, let's take our time here. It's going to be different things for different people. But if I had to bet my money on this, the Dolphin person is the one that is kind of more serene and wants to take their time, where the Moth person is more impulsive and more like, all right, let's go, let's do this. But it just feels like both of these people really need to work on communication, but also talking things out and getting to know where the other person is at. Because we also have the Moon here. And a big thing is, don't let fear get in the way. Like, if you are fearful that you are not going to, like, maybe you want to settle down and this person hasn't popped the question yet, or maybe you're ready to move in and they're asking for a little bit more time, talk it out. Don't just hold it in. Don't let it build into resentment. Don't let it affect your thinking, or don't assign a storyline to it or a narrative to it. If you are confused, if you're having anxiety, talk to one another. And that goes for both people. Obviously, I can only talk to my viewer, but that goes for both people. Like, if there's anxiety that comes up, or you're trying to figure out what's going on and you're not sure, instead of trying to guess what's happening, or instead of like trying to, figure it out, armchair psychologist, figure it out, just ask the person, just speak to the person, just connect with the person. And you know what? This happened to the last pile too, but you did choose Hercules and Meg, and that what kind of was a little bit of their energy, I think. I've only watched it once or twice. But anyways, let's take a look at what is going to attract you about them. So what is attractive about them to you? And then we are going to look at what they find attractive about you. So what you find attractive about them, the Three of Cups, Death. That's an interesting card to have here. And the Knight of Swords. First and foremost, pile number 2, I said this towards the beginning. You are so attracted to them physically, and they are so attracted to you physically. There's something about their body. There's something about the way that they're built. For some of you, I'm hearing like something about the way that they stand, something about the way that they walk, about the way that they carry themselves. Also, for some of you, there's something about their body shape that is very attractive, that you find very attractive about them. For some, your person is going to ride a motorcycle and you're going to be so into it. For others of you, they may actually wear a leather jacket, leather coat. But what you find attractive about your person, pile number 2, is who they are. And I think that this is beautiful because it's who they are as a person that you find so attractive. Like, they are very friendly, very inviting. They are very loving. And I think that this is someone that is also going to have relationships in their life that you are going to find very attractive. Whether it's like their relationship with their family, their relationship with their friends, there's something about the way that they are able to connect and relate to other people that comes across as very attractive. For those of you that this resonates, for those of you that this person has a child, there's something about the way that they parent the child that feels like it's very attractive to you. Like, they are a good provider. They are somebody who is very nurturing, very kind. And there's somebody who, like, you can see the type of person that they are based on their relationships. I also think that another thing that you find attractive about this person is how they are able to not only have ambition, but go after what they want. Like, this is somebody who, once they put their eye on it, they're off. They're going to go do it. They're going to go create it. They're going to go make it happen. And this is somebody who is always constantly reinventing themselves as well. This person comes across as like very free, very fun-loving, and very, very inspired. There's something about them, like, once they have their eye on it, they go for it. Once they know what they want, they go for it, and they don't give up until, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be two things, right? Until they've gotten there or until they find something else that they want to go after. But I think for the most part, when it comes to the things that matter, your person is really going to see it all the way through. I also think for some of you, this person is going to be very successful in their life, whether it's like career, personal life. There's something very successful about them. This is somebody that stands out in their community for the work that they do or for being who they are. That's coming through, so take it as it resonates. But physically speaking, there is a lot of attraction here. For some of you, the arms, biceps maybe, arms. Yeah, I keep seeing, like, even the way that this person stands and walks is very attractive to you. Let's look at what they're attracted to about you. Like, what do they love about you? What attracts them to you? I just want to make sure I didn't miss one. No. Okay, just making sure. 3 of Wands. Ace of Cups. Oh, this is sweet. Okay. And 10 of Pentacles. First and foremost, pile number 2. This person sees a future with you. They see a possible future with you where they see themselves settling down, Like, this is the type of energy where the person can say, like, you know what? When I met my wife, my husband, my partner, I knew they were the one. Like, I very early on, I could see myself with them. This person is also, I said this, I'm going to cover it again. We're going to get into the physical stuff in a bit. It's going to be rated PG, but we'll get into some of it. But this person is very attracted to you physically. But this person is also attracted to your emotional space and to your emotional self and to the beauty of who you are. You come across as very loving, very kind, very compassionate. And I think pile number 2, regardless of gender, this is a pile where you probably operate from the divine feminine, where it's very welcoming energy, very soft energy, very feminine energy. And then this person really truly loves that about you. Like, they can feel loved by you, and they can feel your potential to love them and your potential to love and your love for others and your spark for life. And I also think that it's very interesting because the way that your partner sees you, they're attracted to you because it's like you're what they were waiting for. You are what they were manifesting. You are, like, if they had to draw up their partner, I think it would be you, pile number 2. And they find that very attractive. And they also find attractive that you are similar to them in your ability to create and to go after what you want. And I think that overall, your value system and your idea of the future really matches what this person's value system and their idea of the future is. So, like, if your ideal for your future is getting married, having kids, having a home, whatever it may be, that's what they want too. So it's like perfectly aligned to one another. For some of you, like, they see you as somebody they're going to build their life with. Some of you, it's your lips. Lips are coming through here very strongly. Eyes as well. I don't know if somebody here is like a chef, or like maybe you just make very delicious meals and you give this person a meal. But like, this person thinks you're so talented. This person thinks you're all that. And they're just like so lucky to be around you and so lucky to know you and so lucky to get a shot. And I really think that pile number 2, if you're like on the fence, this person will pursue you. Because if anyone is going to be on the fence, I think it's going to be my pile number 2s. And this person is going to pursue you. Again, I'm not getting like creepy vibes, but this person will pursue you. Let's look at the mental connection. What the mind connection here is. Page of Pentacles. Ooh, the Magician. Okay. Very good. When it comes to the mental connection, you both get one another. You have similar interest. You both are intelligent. I also think that this is somebody that you can share hobbies with, or somebody who, like, at the very least, you both are interested enough to listen to what the other person has to say. And with the as far as the mental connection here, it's very grounded, if that makes sense. Like, it feels like very, like, it's not going anywhere. It's not like this energy of like, we have to speak because we're here, or like the other person is going to be bored. It's like, I can sit with this person and just be in their presence, or we can talk about anything that's deep. We can talk about surface level. I think both of you are going to have inside jokes. I don't know why. I just heard SpongeBob laughing. If you're into SpongeBob, maybe you both like SpongeBob. I don't know. But like, it just feels like you just get one another. And sometimes it's very comfortable where you don't have to say much at all. And other times it's like, we just can't say enough. You're also able to give the other person advice and ideas that maybe they didn't think of. And that is going to be very appreciated. And it feels like this isn't like unsolicited. It feels like this is somebody that is going to come to you and you're going to go to them, and like you're going to be able to talk about your day. And it's like, hey, do you want to hear my opinion? Yeah, sure. What's going on? Oh, I never thought of that. Or thank you. Yeah, that's a very good idea. That's coming through there. All right, let me turn the page to see what we have coming up next. All right, so we have emotional connection next. For your emotional connection, we have 3 cards. 5 of Swords, the World, okay, and 3 of Pentacles, okay. Emotionally, you will build a friendship together. That 3 of Pentacles is there. There is an understanding. I do think emotionally, you both are going to have to, how do I say this? To get to know the other person and to get to know the other person's like love language and to get to know the other person's needs. I do think as you spend time with this person, your emotional connection grows and evolves, because I think towards the beginning, emotions are heightened. I think that this is somebody where there's a lot of passion. There's a lot here. So I think while you figure out what works for both of you when it comes to communication, when it comes to your needs, I think there may be some like arguments that come up. I have to say it, the 5 of Swords is there. But I do think this evolves and this grows. And I do think that the more time you spend with one another, the more time you understand one another. I'm sorry, the more you understand one another. I also think pile number 2, this is a connection where both of you really have strong emotions and both of you really express yourself emotionally. I'm not getting anything like negative, like there could be some arguments that come up. That's why for this group, it's so important to really like figure out and speak up instead of like trying to think you know what the other person is thinking or what the other person is doing. It's about finding that balance and going up to the person and saying like, hey, let's talk this out. Let's figure out where you're coming from. This is where I'm coming from. And I want to make it clear. Every single relationship is going to have a challenge. I don't know of one person that is in a relationship that is 100% perfect 100% of the time. Because I know somebody's going to try to say something in the comments. But as far as the emotional connection, it's there, it's deep, it runs deep. I do think both of you, because we have a lot of water on of one side, and then we have air. So these are 2 people that feel things very deeply, especially my dolphin person. And if I were to say, I think the dolphin person is the one that really needs to be mindful, especially mindful, I should say, because both need to be mindful of like, just because I'm feeling this, it's not necessarily the truth. And let me talk to my person and see where they're at, because that's going to tell me everything that I need to know. Let's look at the physical connection. So as I said, we're going to keep it PG. There is an 18 plus reading coming out. It'll be like 2 weeks, I believe, before it comes out, but it's coming. We have the 6 of Wands. Yeah. 5 of Wands. Yep. I got this, but I didn't say it. I'll say it now. Hold on. King of Pentacles. First things first. Pile number 2. I think this is a connection where makeup, intimate time, makeup, private time, you know what I mean, is going to be like, I almost feel like somebody sometimes picks an argument just so that they can have makeup intimacy. I'll say it that way because of YouTube. But physically, y'all are 100% in. This is like one of those connections. I said this earlier in this reading. This is not the connection where like, oh yeah, I had to like, we had to wait and then eventually I was attracted to this person. No, you are both attracted to one another. There is a lot of intimacy here. There is a lot of kissing, a lot of romance, a lot of exploration. For some of you, you are going to explore new avenues together, if you will. For some of you, you are going to bring some toys into the mix, if you know what I mean. But this feels like when it comes to the physical connection, it's there. It's not going anywhere. I don't want to say it's the other things, but I think that the physical connection is the one where it's like, oh, we're good here. Everything is fine. The other places, like other areas, we may have to give it a little bit of work, but the physical aspect, it's here. I also think that this is someone where, and actually for both of you, where when you are just having a hard day, being with one another physically is going to help. And I also think physical touch is going to be very important in this connection. And for you, pile number 2, for you and your person, it's going to be very important to have like that touch. Whether it's like, you know what, I'm just not feeling it. Like, let's just watch a documentary or a movie or a TV show, or like, let's read a book. Like, you're touching the other person, you're hugging. There's a lot of physical contact that happens in this connection that makes you both feel closer and makes you both feel more grounded. And I think a lot of that is because we do have water and earth here represented. But like, you get what the other person needs. Let's take a look at the spiritual connection. So spiritually, what's happening here? We have the World. And we have the 9 of Wands. I'm going to be honest with you, pile number 2. Let me disclaimer this before I say this, because I don't want anyone to take this the wrong way. This can absolutely be a long-term relationship. This can absolutely be a life partner. It depends on the people involved. And the next thing that we're going to look at is the overall potential. But I do think, and I said this towards the beginning, that this specific relationship comes in to show you some lessons, to teach you some lessons for both of you. That does not mean that you are not soulmates, because soulmates are meant to grow together. As a matter of fact, twin flames, divine counterparts are meant to grow together. They're meant to learn together and expand. So you can be any of those. But there are lessons here that you are coming together to learn. This is a relationship that, and no relationship is easy, but I don't think this is like one of those relationships where everything is mostly easy. I think there are times where you're going to have to really talk things out and work through them. But I think this is also so worth it for both of you. And again, there's the possibility here for you to create whatever it is that you want to create out of this. But spiritually speaking, you come into each other's life to awaken and to learn lessons together, which honestly is just about every other relationship. But I don't want anyone to misunderstand that part. Let's look at the overall potential for this relationship. We have the Page of Wands, and we have the Moon. This is going to be what you make out of it. For some of you, this may not be your life partner, but this will be a very significant relationship. For others of you, this could very well be your life partner. This could be a spouse. This could be somebody that you are with for a very, very long time, or until you cross over. Here's the thing. Pile number 2, what Spirit wants you to know is that this relationship, this connection is meant to teach you. You are meant to have fun, and you are not meant to know what the outcome of this is going to be for you. And the way that I'm taking this, pile number 2, is that if you are the type of person, and I've been there, no judgment here. I'm saying this with peace and love. If you are the type of person where you are looking for something specific, and unless it's going to be the person that you marry or the person that you end up with, you don't want to engage in it. Spirit is purposely keeping certain things from you because Spirit wants you to be more present and to enjoy the moment, regardless of what ends up happening. For those of you that this is your life partner and you end up together, or for those of you that's not, this relationship will be absolutely worth it. What you learn, what you experience will be absolutely worth it. And if your first reaction is to take what I just said and say, man, this means that this is not going to be it for me, ask yourself why you didn't take the other message, which is, you know what, this may be the one for me. But let's get some advice here. So these cards are meant to just be additional information. It could be about the relationship. It could be advice for you. Let's see what we have here. Soulmate. Yes, this person is your soulmate. Your connection is sacred. So regardless of how this turns out, of what this is a soulmate connection. For some of you, this will be a divine counterpart. So that's kind of like confirmation coming in that this is a soulmate relationship connection. Then we have, and that's what this is talking about. Thank you, Spirit, because this is exactly what this is talking about. You don't need to know because you don't need to control it. Let go of the need to control. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. You don't need to know the outcome. You don't need to know exactly how it's going to work out. Allow it to unfold. Be present in the present moment. Enjoy it while it's there. And who knows, it may be there forever and ever. Then we have deepening. A relationship will finally deepen in the next few months. You have been waiting for this. For those of you where this is somebody who you are currently in a connection with and you resonated with that message of like, things are taking longer maybe than you'd like them to. Or for those of you that are in a connection with this person and this is just feeling like it's taking long to get to where you want it to be, or like you're not as connected as you would like to be, just know that deepening is coming, that you're going to really connect and also create the opportunity for that. Pile number 2, if you already know who this is, you get to create what you want. So you get to go up to this person and say, this is how I'm feeling. And for those of you who don't know who this is yet, just know that this person is probably coming in sooner than what you realize. Let's see what else we have here. True love. This love is emotional, physical, and unconditional, and very passionate. And that's the thing. When there is passion is sometimes going to flare up and be, some arguments, because we talked about that. There will be arguments. But it's also going to be so worth it when you make up. And I'm not in any way saying I would not do this reading if this was somebody who was toxic. That's not what I'm getting. But this is about two people who are going to be figuring out how to make things work for one another. Twin flame. You got the soulmate card, now you got the twin flame card. This is a divine counterpart connection. For many of you, this is your divine counterpart. You may already know who this is. Take it as it resonates. If you don't know who this is, just know that they're coming in sooner rather than later. I would say definitely 2025. If you are watching this as I upload this, this is timeless. So soon as of the time that you are watching this. So I have one card here that is a inner child affirmation. Let's see what you got. Peace and love. This is such a cute card. And it says, I bring peace to the world. And then finally, we are going to end the reading with a goddess and a goddess message. You can work with this deity or you can just take the message. Up to you how you want to apply this. Let's see, who do we have for you? Stop it. We have Aphrodite, goddess Aphrodite, feminine power with I embrace my sensuality and deepen my inner love. I seek the beauty in everything. Pile number 2. Also, for those of you that are single, start to create the romance that you are seeking. Start to treat yourself. See your beauty. Do the things that make you feel good. Do the things that make you feel beautiful and sexy and all the things. And for others of you, if you know who this is and you are struggling to connect with them, start that up. You get to create romance. You get to talk to them. You get to engage with them. Pile number 2, claim this in the comments. I am beautiful and worthy of love. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the things that help me out with YouTube. I will love you forever and ever. Let me know what you thought of the reading in the comments below. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. Stay tuned for the polls that I post. But thank you for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be your reading if you were drawn to the sticker with Edward and Bella. We are going to place that right there. I don't know if that'll stay, but hopefully it does. So as a reminder, it's a general reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You know yourself best. If it does not fit, do not force it to fit. Also, for this reading, it is going to be a longer one. So I did do a reading breakdown. I highly, highly suggest you check that out. It is time-stamped below. That way you know if this reading has the information that you're looking for and if it's the right one for you. So for this reading, we are going to be looking at your energy and the energy of your person. So my intention is that your energy is on the left and your person's energy is on the right. It could be that the energies get swapped where you are on the right, your person is on the left. But if this doesn't sound like you and this doesn't sound like you, it's quite possible that it's not your reading. So if this part does not resonate, just check out a different pile, or it could just be that this specific reading doesn't have a message for you, which is okay. So let's get started. Let's see what we have here. First person is being represented by the horse, the lamb. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. Then we have innocence. And then we have belong. Okay, that's beautiful energy. Second person is being represented by the cheetah. Okay. Then we have the turtle. Then we have entangled. And finally we have connected. Okay, very interesting energies for this pile. All right, so to get started, I do know you all enjoy it when we talk about the astrological signs. So to get started with the person on the left, we have the horse, which is earth energy, as well as the lamb, which is also earth energy. Actually, I would say all 4 of these are probably earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, strongly represented. I could maybe see belong being air because of the bird being on like the art, but to be honest, the belong card to me is also earth. So we have a lot of earth energy going on here. But let's talk about the horse person, shall we? So who the horse person is someone who never gives up. And I think that this horse person is quite spiritual, and this horse person is quite in tune with their higher self and with their spirituality. And we even see this specific card with the horse having that moon over the third eye there. And I think that that is very purposeful, because I do think that whoever this horse person is, they are very spiritually guided. And they are very in tune with their purpose, their dharma, and where it is that they are supposed to be going and where it is that they are supposed to be moving towards. And this horse person is somebody who is very strong and someone who doesn't give up. And I think that it's no coincidence that we have the innocence card and the lamb card for this horse person being here together. Because I think that there's something very childlike in the best way possible. Like, I think that this is somebody who is connected to their inner child, someone who is connected to the archetype of the child magical. And this horse person is very reliable. This horse person is very strong, very courageous. And I think that this horse person is somebody who is also very awakened to spiritual law and somebody who has a lot of esoteric wisdom. But what's also interesting about this horse person is that this is also somebody who is very open, very vulnerable, very loving, very kind, very compassionate. And even when they're going through a difficult period of time, this horse person remains true to who they are. And I think that this is somebody who has a lot of mental focus. And I also think that there's something about the horse person that really stands out physically. And I would not be surprised if the horse person has resting bitch face, regardless of gender. Like, there's something about the way that they present. But underneath all that, we have the lamb, right? So underneath all that, we have a lot of just peacefulness, a lot of harmony, a lot of just very beautiful energy. And one thing about the horse person is that this is somebody who's very clairvoyant and very claircognizant. So clear seeing and clear knowing. This is someone who receives a lot of downloads from spirit. And I also think that this is somebody who has a lot of spiritual help. For my horse person, there could be a lot of spirit guides, a lot of guardian angels, a lot of spirit animals, a strong connection to the higher self. But I would also say a lot of like guardian angels that take care of this horse person. And I do think that the horse person has a lot of prophetic dreams or a lot of significant dreams. And I would not be surprised if this horse person really has an inkling about what's to come next in their life, or almost like they have a dream and they know what to expect. There's something very spiritually connected about this person. And as I said, a lot of like the gift of clairvoyance, claircognizance coming through here. So a lot of spiritual downloads as well. And I think that the horse person can come across as like very secure and very confident. But I also think that behind that facade is somebody who is quiet. And this horse person is more than likely an introvert or someone who really needs to spend time with themselves to recharge, regroup, reconnect. But this horse person is also somebody who probably has like a very strong meditation process, or I guess I should say, why am I saying process? Process is not the word. A strong meditation, can't think of the word. Practice. There you go. Practice. And I think that the horse person is always seeking their truth and is someone who follows their truth rather clearly. Like, once this person knows what's true for them, they will stay true to themselves. I also think that this horse person is very creative. This could be somebody who has a creative outlet or a skill, a talent that is very creative in nature. And I think that this horse person really seeks to belong and to feel like they belong. And this could have been someone where, like, in their family, they were the black sheep of the family, or they just didn't quite fit in, or they weren't quite understood by the people around them. So part of what this horse person wants to experience is to feel accepted, to feel understood, and to feel like they belong. And I think that the horse person may actually seek out partners that make them feel that way. But I think in the past, some people got through that may have tricked this horse person into thinking that they were the right one. Like maybe they had a facade that they were presenting, and then they dropped the mask and it turned out that that's not who they actually were. But my horse person is someone who is quite deep, very honest, very caring, and someone who is ready to experience acceptance. And I think a big motivator for this horse person in relationships is to perhaps create their ideal relationship. And I don't think this is exclusive to romance. I think this is about friendships as well. Like, this person really wants to feel accepted, understood, and seen for who they are. And that's why they go out of their way to offer that to others. And right now, whenever it is, because this is timeless, whenever it is that you're watching this, if you are the horse person, I think there is a commitment to creating the relationships that you are ready to experience and that you want to experience. And I also think that the horse person is probably or has probably undergone a lot of healing around the inner child and also around like family members. Let me just see if anything else wants to come through before we move on to the cheetah person. I think the horse person can also be very sensitive to outside energies, other people's energies, environmental energies. So this is somebody who is quite sensitive, and I think that at times the horse has to set very specific boundaries to protect themselves. But let's talk about this cheetah person. Let's talk about this energy of this cheetah person, because I think this is very interesting energy. So first things first, we have fire energy here, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We also have water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. We have a bit of earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So we have a lot of different energies going on here. And this cheetah person is very much represented by the divine masculine. So for many of you, whoever this cheetah person will actually be like a male, a man, or just operates from the divine masculine. And this cheetah person is very much operating from their sacral and solar plexus chakras. So this is somebody who is very powerful, somebody who is very focused on what they want, and someone who is very action-based. So this isn't somebody who is thinking about what they're going to do. They do it. Like, they go for it. They go for what they want. And this is somebody who has like an unlimited amount of energy. To me, this energy is very extroverted. This is also like on the go, never stops unless like their body just forces them to stop. Like, this feels like somebody who may always be on the go, and then eventually their body is just so tired that they kind of get sick for a few days, and that makes them like stop, slow down a bit, and then next thing you know, they're on the go again. This person has a little bit of an impatient energy, I'm not going to lie, but we also have the turtle there, which really balances this out a little bit, but there is a touch of impatient energy for the cheetah person. And the cheetah person is very much seeking purpose. They are seeking to find what their purpose is, and once they find it, they are seeking to accomplish it. This is someone who accomplishments are very important to this person. This is someone who operates mainly in the tangible, in the material world. I don't get too much of a spiritual energy to this person. Even though I think spirituality is calling to them, I don't think they are actively seeking spirituality. or actively engaging with spirituality. This Chica person is top of the top in some area in their life. And what do I mean by that? Like, this could be somebody where, like, they graduated first in their class. This could be somebody who is constantly getting recognized at work. They really aim to achieve their goals and their desires, and they want to be the best. And here's the thing about this Chica person. Oftentimes, they are the best because they are willing to put in the work and they have the energy to make it happen. This is also somebody who has a lot of momentum and somebody who, if I'm honest, this person will overcompensate in the sense of they want to be the best to the point where they'll overdo it if that's what's going to get them there. And what's interesting is that this is somebody who has a lot of intuition and somebody who's very instinctual, but they may not necessarily recognize it as intuition. And I think part of what this person is seeking is actually peace. But the Chica person, it's almost like if I can make this amount of money, or if I can get this job, if I can get this recognition, then I'll be good. And then they get there and there's something else to be done. And it almost feels like in that way, the Chica person is kind of running around like in a circle. And part of what they are meant to learn and part of what they are already learning in this lifetime is how to slow down and how to ground themselves and how to trust the process. And don't get me wrong, at their core, this Chica person is adventurous. At their core, this Chica person is meant to experience and go on adventures. And at their core, they're meant to reach their dreams, their goals, their desires. But what the Chica person is meant to learn is that maybe the way that they go about it is not the best way to do it. Because this Chica person is so busy and so on the go and so focused on productivity that they sometimes forget to take care of themselves and to take care of their own energy and to pause and give themselves a break. And part of what the Chica person is seeking through accomplishment is belonging. And that's where these two have a lot in common. Because these two are looking to belong and these two are looking to connect and feel connected, not only to other people, but to themselves and to the universe in general. Even though I don't necessarily think the Chica person would know how to word that or would word that in the way that I just did. I also think that the Chica person has a lot of power through their words, and for some of them, they could be a writer, or there's something very healing about writing for them. And this could be for both of these people as well. I'm seeing storytelling, writing for both of these people as important. But also, this has to do with the stories that this Chica person tells themselves. Because they have convinced themselves of what it means to be successful. And I think that throughout their life, and I think that this Chica person for the most part has already started to do this work, they are going to be rewriting that story and they are going to be creating more balance in their life. And don't get me wrong, this Chica person is incredibly successful. For most of you, when you meet this person is already going to be successful in some way. There's something about them that makes them stand out. Like, again, top of the class. Something about getting the job promotion. Something about owning a business. Like, there's something about this person that they have already, some of them, it could be sports. They have already achieved something. And their focus is more on creating balance. But what is happening for the cheetah person and what is going to continue to happen for the cheetah person is that they are going to realize that they're always chasing something and that it's never enough. And I think that what the cheetah person and the horse person, what both of these people are going to realize is at the core of who they are, what their needs are, and what it is that they actually want to achieve and want to feel and want to experience. And that's where there is freedom created for both of them to create what they actually want. But I think especially the cheetah person, because I think the horse person is a bit more spiritually in tune, meaning like this person is more aware of the patterns, where this person is so on the go that they're not necessarily always aware of their own patterns. But let's look at the connecting energies between these two. Let's see what the connecting energies for these two are. We have walking away. We have all tied up. Yep. And we actually have the entangled card here, so that's interesting. And then we have contract. Okay. First and foremost, the connecting energies here is you do have a soul contract with this person. There is a soul contract that was in both of your blueprints that needs to be fulfilled in some way. This is a general reading. We're going to try to get as much information as possible. What your specific soul contract with this person is going to be different. There are absolutely ways for you to look into that. But I'm going to try to get you as much information. But there is a soul contract here. And I think that part of what connects both of these people is, again, there are similarities here in what drives these two. And there are similarities here in life experiences. And what connects these two, the connecting energies, is that these two are walking away from what didn't work for them. And they are freeing themselves from the patterns that were keeping them trapped in some way. And as a result of them doing that work and of them getting to that point in their life, they are then able to connect and fulfill their soul contract. And again, different people, different types of contracts, but this does feel, with the word contract here, I think for most of you, if not all of you, there is a soul contract that keeps you either reconnecting with this person or will help you connect with this person. Because this could be a current relationship, or this could be somebody that you don't know yet, an upcoming relationship. The connecting energies here, the key word for both of you, and it's very interesting because we have the horse, and the horse is all about freedom, but I'm getting that the connecting energies is to find freedom, to free yourselves from something, and you do that through the help of each other, through the connection with each other. For some of you, only take this if it resonates. This could be somebody that is already in your life and you're in separation with. If that's not the case, we have a lot more of the reading to go. But that's just for a few of you. So let's look at how you meet this person, or how did you meet how you met them, if you already know who they are. So we have the 10 of Wands, the 8 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. Okay. So, as a disclaimer, this is a general reading, so not every single part of this is going to resonate with everyone. I'm going to read off the energies, take the part that resonates for you, especially if you already know this person. So, this is somebody, for some of you, you meet this person through like a friend or a family member. That's coming through. This could also be somebody that you meet at like a family event or a friend event. For others of you, you could meet them online. For others of you, you could just run into them on like a random day. But I think what's more important here is where you are at when you do meet this person. Because I think that when you meet this person, for some of you, you will be exiting a relationship where it's like something ends and you maybe thought that that was your person and that was going to be the person you were going to be with, and you never thought there was going to be a permanent break with that person, but something happens and that relationship ends. And then shortly after, you meet this person. For others of you, and this could also kind of connect with that previous example that we just talked about, but for others of you, you meet this person at a time where you are walking away and prioritizing yourself. So this could be at a time in your life where you are ending certain connections, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be like, you know what, I need to set space with this family member. I need to create space with these specific friendships. It's like the things that were not working, you are getting rid of, and you make space for this person to come in. And when you meet this person, you will have undergone a transformation. And I think the biggest transformation that's going to be happening for my pile number 3s is going to be that you will, like, the narrative, the limiting beliefs that you were working with, they're not going to be there in the same way that they once were. So for some of you, you meet this person after you've done like some work with a therapist where you just like do a lot of healing work, or maybe you're doing work on your own. There's a lot of healing and there's a lot of prioritizing yourself and purposely creating distance with what isn't meant for you. That happens right as you meet this person. But as I said, for some of you, you will meet them through like an event, either with friends or family. For others of you, this could very well be online. For others of you, this could be at like maybe a class that you're taking. I guess for a few of you, this could be work, but I'm not really getting that work vibe. But it's not so much about how, like, where you meet them as much as it's about where you are at when you meet them. And I think that for both of you, you're going to be mirroring one another, and you're going to be in this similar place of like, I've lost certain things, certain people. Now I've been doing the work, and then we meet, and there is a very conscious, I don't want to do what I've been doing before, and a very conscious, like, this to me also feels like there is very clear intentions about what it is that you want when you meet this person. Like, this isn't the energy of we're trying to figure this out. This feels like I know what I want, and I know what I don't want, and I know what I'm not going to waste time on. Let's look at the strengths of the relationship. So what are the strengths of this relationship? And then we're also going to look at the weakness, well, the challenges. Let's put it that way, challenges. So we have the Ace of Wands with Welcome to New York. We have the Knight of Swords with This is why we can't have nice things. And we have the Nine of Cups with Wildest Dreams. Yeah. If you know the song, if you enjoy this type of music, Wildest Dreams, I think would be, it's the vibe I'm getting so far. You did choose Edward and Bella, and this is kind of giving a little bit of that. So, pile number 3. The strengths of this relationship is going to be that this is going to be completely different than previous relationships for both of you. And I think that this relationship is really going to be based on communication, honesty, respect. And I think that you both are going to have similar values. And I think that both of you are going to be very encouraging of one another. I think like words of affirmation as far as like love languages is coming through super loud and clear for this group. I think that that's going to be a love language, or at least how a big way that you both communicate and that you both relate to one another. And a big strength for this is you are going to be grateful for one another. Like, you are grateful that you met this person. They are grateful that they met you. And with this Nine of Cups and this Wildest Dreams, like, being here, it's almost like I never thought I would meet someone like you. Like, this almost feels surreal. This feels very exciting. And even though I think both of you do approach this with a level of caution, which is absolutely normal because I think that both of you have been through some things in love and relationships, there is that like appreciation for one another. And there's also a lot of like adventure here. Like, we're going to have fun. We're going to enjoy one another. I think travel could be very likely for you as a couple, where we travel together. We enjoy the finer things in life. I do think this is a couple that is like going on dates constantly, and there's romance here. And this feels like this really comes together. And I know I said this a few minutes ago, but this really comes together after a difficult period for both of these people. It could be just for one, but I would say for both, more than likely. Like, both people go through a difficult period, and then this kind of presents itself as an opportunity. And for those of you that know who this is, this could be a reconnection. We're going to get as much information as we can. Take that part if it resonates and if you know who this is. Let's look at possible challenges. Let's get the possible challenges here. What are the possible challenges? Two of Wands. Nine of Swords, yeah. I'm not surprised to see the Nine of Swords here and the Magician. So when it comes to possible challenges, and I want to make this clear, every single relationship is going to have a challenge. I don't know of any relationship that's 100% positive, so I always feel the need to include this type of message in it so that you're forewarned, right? You know what to look out for. But when it comes to the Two of Wands and the Nine of Swords, I think that they're speaking to very similar energies here, which is there's caution here and there's a level of like fear. And this could be like the fear of like, I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to open myself up to get my heart broken. I don't want to be fully vulnerable with this person. Or like, if this is somebody that you already know who this is, and like you're either in separation or you're restarting things with them, there could very well be a fear of like, what if history repeats itself? And even for those of you where this is somebody completely new, there is almost this energy of like, what if history repeats itself? What if I get my heart broken again? What, like, I feel there's a certain hesitation for some of you in this group. Like, maybe you're listening to this because like, you're like, yeah, I'm open to it if it comes along, but there may be a level of like, maybe it won't happen for me, or like, yeah, sure, I'll listen to this, but like, this isn't going to happen for me. Because there is that level of like being worried, or like feeling a bit stuck, or feeling a bit fearful, especially of like the past that's coming through here. And we also have this Nine of Swords, which could very well be like, the Nine of Swords is quite literally fears, right? I am fearful. I am kind of feeling stuck. That negative self-talk, that feeling of like, you know, maybe my self-esteem is not where I want it to be, or maybe I'm doubting myself. I'm doubting my intuition. But the thing is, pile number 3, whether you are the horse or the cheetah, you are ready and you deserve love. And I think most of you will be the horse, because I can't imagine this cheetah person being here watching a tarot reading for the most part, because I think they're so on the go, they probably don't have time for too much. But you're ready, and you've done a lot of this work, and you deserve love, and you deserve what you desire, and you deserve to be loved and to be appreciated and to have connection. And I think that also just, yeah, this is fear. The challenges are going to be the fears that come up. Facing those fears and pushing past them to get to the other side of where you want to be, and to allow yourself to open up and to be vulnerable, and to allow yourself to experience the connection and to see where it goes. And here's the thing, for my pile number 3s, you picked Edward and Bella. If you know that story, you know he was not able to really stay away, and that's kind of the vibes that it's giving. It's very interesting. For this reading, When I put the 3 stickers down, I did it intuitively. And so far, every like sticker kind of matches, like the couples on the sticker matches the energy of each reading. And it's tripping me out. Just wanted to share that, pile number 3. But yeah, this is like, I don't think you like, I think you push past these fears. And again, this could be for both of you. Doesn't just have to be for you. Let's take a look at what attracts you to your person. Like, what is attractive about them to you? What do you find attractive about them? We have the King of Swords. Yeah. Knight of Wands. Okay. 9 of Wands. Okay. You admire them. Pile number 3, you admire this person. You admire their hustle. You admire their ability to go after what they want, to create what they want. You admire their intellect. For my pile number 3s, also, I really think that you find this person very attractive. There's something about this person's smile and eyes that are going to be very attractive to you. You admire also their ability, like they are very self-aware and they know what they need to work on. They know what they need to make, like what they need to improve on. And you admire that. They're also very intelligent. And I really think that you're going to enjoy talking to this person and getting to know them. They're very loyal as well. They're very loyal and you're going to really love that about them. You're going to be very attracted to them. For some, they may have like a pet and they have a very beautiful connection with that pet, because I'm noticing the hawk, I'm noticing the dog. They could have a pet. I would not be surprised if some of you, like, you could even meet this person at like a park and like it's because of the dog. It could very well be like a yellow lab, a golden retriever. I'm also seeing a husky for someone, like a Siberian husky. This person stays active and there's something very attractive about their body and about their physique and the way that they present, the way that they dress. For some of you, this person is quite toned up and that's going to be very, very attractive, very, very sexy. Some of you, this person is also going to be tall. I'm kind of getting like tall, dark, and handsome vibes here. Because I'm looking at this guy. Tall, dark, and handsome is what's coming through for a lot of you. You admire their ability to keep going. They do not give up. They also, they mean what they say. They're very honest. But they're honest in, like, it's not in a mean way. It's not... Because, like, sometimes people will say, like, no, I'm just honest. Like, no, you're just brutal. Like, you're just a jerk. That's not this person. This person is honest, but they're very tactful as well. Let's take a look at what your person is going to find attractive about you. What do we have here? The Chariot. It's very interesting. You guys are, like, very mirroring one another. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. And we have the Page of Cups. What's very interesting is that your person, when I asked about what attracts you to them, it's like very masculine energy. And when I ask what attracts them to you, it's very feminine. That could be the case for most of you. Doesn't have to be, because those are just energies that we're reading. But first things first, what your person finds attractive about you is your conviction. I also think that this person is clearly very physically attracted to you. There's something about your hands. For some of you, your hair, because her hair is really standing out to me. This is very interesting, but I'm seeing ears as well, like something about the ear. This person may like to kiss your ears, kiss your neck, something about the neck. As far as what your person finds attractive or what they are attracted when it comes to you, there's a lot of there's a level of softness, of kindness, of loving energy, which is very interesting because like so far most of the piles have gotten this energy come through for them. But like you are very loving, you are very open, you are very nurturing to those that you care about. and you want to make the other person feel loved. You want to make the other person feel cared for. Pile number 3, some of you have like a very nice butt. That's very specific, but it's coming through. Hips, something about butts, hips, butt, hips. As I said, the ear, the neck, hair. Pile number 3, you're very open with your feelings and you are emotionally available, and this person finds that very attractive. You're honest. Some of you are very hands-on, like when it comes to connecting. Like you could be the type of person where you go for the hug, you go for the kiss, you go for like the hand touch. There's something about touch here that's coming through that they find very attractive. Pile number 3, if you touch this person, like every time you touch them, they're going to be... You're going to get to them. Pile number 3, 18 plus reading is coming in about 2 weeks. We'll get into all of that then, but they're going to be very attracted to you, and especially your touch and how you touch them, how you connect with them. For some of you, you dress very, like, there's something about the way that you dress that's very beautiful. Like they really like your style. It's very interesting because I think that's for both of you. Like you like their style, they like your style. Pile number 3, for some of you, like I'm seeing the hourglass. Do you have an hourglass figure? I'm also getting smells. Somebody here smells very good. It's like a sweet smell. Oh my God, what is this? I'm getting a scent and I know what it is and I can't think of the name. Is it Marc Jacobs? I don't know. I know what it is. I can't quite name it, but there's something about the fragrance, something about the way that you smell. All right. Pile number 3, let's look at the mental connection, the mind connection that you both are going to have. 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is very equal, give and take. This is somebody who is a match to your intellect. Strength card. There's a very strong mental connection here. There's a lot of respect for one another. And I also think that you both have leadership qualities. And I think how you present those leadership qualities is not always like equal to the other person, but it's ways that the other person truly respects. And that's coming through super strong. Also, when it comes to the mental connection, I think that you are both people that can really, like, if something comes up and it needs to be discussed or like something is very emotional, I think both of you can ground before you approach the subject. And like, I think there's going to be an understanding of like, you know what? I need a break. And then we're going to talk about this. Or like, you know what? Let's deal with this right now. But it's very respectful. But as far as like mentally, you are each other's like match, where you have similar sense of humor, similar intellect levels. I don't necessarily know that you have the same exact interest, but I think that there is an openness to at least hear it out or learn about it and see if it's something that you would like. So that's coming through as well. Like it's pretty equal give and take. And I also think that when it comes to the mental connection for both of you, like you are going to find that one of you is able to listen while the other one, like you can really allow the other person to talk and one person listens and then the other person talks and the other person listens. Because sometimes you're talking to someone and they may be like, they're not hearing you out. They're just there and like they're not taking the time to actually digest what you're saying. That's not the case here. Like both of you are active listeners, and that's going to help this connection. Let's take a look at the emotional connection. 7 of Cups. Knight of Cups. A lot of romance here. 3 of Wands. So, emotionally speaking, I think there's going to be a level of romance in this connection that is going to feel very nurturing to both of you. I also think that with the 7 of Cups, because the 7 of Cups can be a card of illusions, it can also be a card of like having different options. I think that this is somebody who is going to be very exciting and someone who is constantly, actually, I don't want to say someone because I think that this is for both of you. I think both of you bring a lot of excitement into the connection. I also think that there are some like fantasy-like things that may like go into the physical connection, into the intimate side of things that are really playing up here. But when it comes to the emotional, right? Because we're talking about emotional connection here. There's a lot of excitement here, and I think that when both of you are experiencing a little bit of just like same old, right? Because I think this is a relationship that can stand the test of time. So like, sometimes years into the relationship, it's like we need to do something to mix things up. That can absolutely be a thing that happens of like, you know what, let's mix it up. I don't know why I'm getting this. This is very specific. Take it if it resonates. But there may be some role playing that happens in this connection to spice things up. And I know that this is about the emotional side of things and not the physical side of things, which we are going to get into a very PG version of that next. But that's coming through. And I just think that there's like this fantasy, this level of like joy, because this is like a fantasy come true. I also think emotionally, like you guys go through changes emotionally. This isn't to say that you fall out of love with the person, but I think that there are like that the emotions, the love that you have for one another evolves. And I think as time passes, it just feels deeper. And it grows and changes. We have the 3 of Wands and the 7 of Cups with the Knight of Cups. This is the energy of like a dream come true, or like something that you manifested coming in, an opportunity. I do think emotionally speaking, there is like a slow opening up. This is something like you both grow into this. And I don't mean like, oh, you're not attracted to one another, but like it just feels like you really develop the feelings and allow them to grow organically. There's a lot of romance here, and there's like a lot of like, let me surprise my person and let me take them to this place, or like, I don't know, like this is giving like romance, like a lot of romance in this connection. How exactly that's going to play out, it's going to be different for different people. Let's look at the physical connection. If I can pick these cards up. Let's look at the physical connection. What is this? We have the 10 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. This is the second. Was that a Knight of Cups? Yeah, second Knight of Cups. Okay, so pile number 3. I have 2 messages. Take the one that resonates for you. For those of you where this is a connection that you are either already with the person, but if you are, things may not be as great, or this is somebody that you know who this is, but there may be a separation, there may be like a no communication situation happening. This is a connection where physically, I don't think you have issues with the physical attraction, but I do think there is a point in this connection where there is almost a restart, and there may be a period of like, you know what, we are not where we want to be. So we have to make the effort to reconnect. And I think for some of you, for those of you that this makes sense, this is probably somebody that you already know, that you are in either a long-term relationship with and like things are not where you want them to be, or you are in separation with. And I think that that's why that specific message is coming through. And I think that this is a group where spicing things up to the comfort level of both people involved. Let's make that clear. If you're not comfortable with it, if they're not comfortable with it, don't do it. But this is a group where like spicing things up, trying new things, keeping things fun, keeping things adventurous, especially when it comes to the physical connection, is going to be super important. For those of you who don't know who this is, I do think there is a lot of like attraction and a lot of romance. This doesn't feel like somebody that you're intimate with and it's just physical. There is a lot of emotional connection, and that goes for both of you, right? Whether you know this person or not, that part is true for both groups. But for those of you who don't know who this feels like there's a very like slow getting to know one another. This doesn't feel like somebody that you meet and you hook up the same day. This feels like you develop the connection and then it eventually becomes physical. And this is somebody who's really going to get to know the ins and outs of your body, your likes and your dislikes, and vice versa. And I think for those of you that do know who this is, part of the problem is that there has been almost like maybe a comfort level of like, yeah, I know what they like and that's what we do. So again, maybe time to spice things up. But I also got earlier like this energy of role play, and I would not be surprised if for this group, when it comes to the physical connection, there is a need to spice things up every so often, and there are some like fantasies associated with the connection. As I said, pile number 3, 18 plus rating should be coming out in about 2 weeks. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe, all the good things. I don't want to get too far into it just because of YouTube into this rating. But I think for this group, there's a lot of good things happening in that area. So for the spiritual connection, let's see what we have for this group. We have the 10 of Wands and the 2 of Swords. So for this group, I do feel like there is a spiritual connection, and I feel like I keep getting this for this group where like there's some sort of connection and there's some sort of like restart to the connection or a new beginning possible in the connection. And we've had the 10 of Wands show up at least twice that I can remember. This one and I believe one previous time, could be more. But the 10 of Wands is really a card of having to prioritize and having to, in a way, like choose what it is that you want to experience, and releasing burdens and being very intentional about releasing those burdens and not taking on too much. Also, it's an opportunity to really break free from certain situations. And for those of you that know who this is, the spiritual connection is absolutely here. And I think that this is meant to be somebody that teaches you lesson and you teach them lessons. But I also think that for this group, there is an opportunity to, for those of you that know this person, to break the contract or to reestablish a new soul contract with this person. And it's going to be up to you how you want to handle this, because this spiritual connection is here. And for some of you, there may be a back and forth, or there has been a back and forth with this person that you feel like you can't break free from. And it's up to you to decide whether you want to keep this contract, you want to renew it into something else, or you want to change it into something else, or you want to completely break free from it. For those of you who don't know who this person is, it's some of the same message. There will be lessons learned here. And part of the lessons that this relationship is going to teach is choosing yourself and choosing what is right for you, and releasing yourself from certain responsibilities and certain burdens that aren't even yours to carry, and allowing yourself and the other person to take control of their life and to take responsibility for their own life. So I really think for this group, how this plays out is going to be up to both people. And for some of you, the soul contract is going to be broken and a new one is going to begin. A new one is going to take its place. And for some of you, this may not be the person that you spend forever and ever with, because we are looking for your next or current significant relationship. But that doesn't necessarily always mean that it's like a long, like the life partner. So keep that in mind and take it as it resonates. But let's look at what's possible. What's the overall potential in this relationship? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, new beginning. It's very interesting. And we have the Two of Wands. So what's possible in this connection is whatever you make it out to be. And I think for some of you with this Ace of Pentacles, there's a new beginning here. And whether this new beginning is because you've been with this person and the new beginning is both of you having a new beginning together to approach this in a different way, or if it's the Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning and you've just met this person, this is somebody new for you, somebody that you haven't met yet, and the new beginning is a different type of relationship and just a complete new beginning with someone new, that's going to be up to your specific situation. But the potential here is to break free from what you are used to. And for those of you who know who this is and you've been in a connection with this person, or you currently are in a connection with this person, it's about you. The potential here is you both deciding that you are going to start anew, and what was the dynamics that existed are going to be replaced by something that does work for both of you at this point in time. And for those of you who don't know who this is going to be somebody completely new, it's a very similar message. It's you breaking free from the type of connections, the type of people that you've connected with in the past, or what you believe a connection should look like, or what you believe is possible for you, and starting anew and molding this connection, this relationship, and creating something that is in alignment with what you want. Let's look at these cards here. So this is going to be kind of advice. It could be about the relationship. It's meant for you, but we'll see what we get. We have magnetic connection. There is a very strong pull and intensity that draws you to this person. For some of you, you do know who this is and you just feel called into them, and you may kind of be going like round and round with them. Free yourself. You don't need to be in control of everything for a love relationship to be successful. And whether you know this person or not, just remember, it's not up to you to control it. It's not up to you to make it happen. Allow it to unfold and trust yourself to respond in the way that you are meant to, in the way that is right for you. Then we have open your eyes. If someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Yeah. Regardless of what group you are in, being discerning, seeing things for what they are, is very important. And for those of you that have been kind of like round and round with this person, if they keep showing up and they have the same exact energy, don't give them the time of day. And for those of you who haven't met this person, but there's like a pattern of a similar type of person that shows up for you, recognize that pattern and don't allow that type of person back into your time and your energy or your space. Let's see what else we have. Boundaries. Firm boundaries are needed now. Pile number 3. If you know who this is and there's a pattern that you're trying to break, set your boundaries, honor them, and if the other person isn't honoring your boundaries, believe them. Believe who they are. Believe what they're telling you through their actions, and open your eyes and see it for what it is. And For those of you who don't know this person, this is just a reminder to be clear about what you will and will not allow in your space and in your connections. Leap of faith, it is safe for you to make the move that you're considering. So take this as it resonates for you. This could be related to love and relationships and what we're talking about. But for some of you, I really feel like this is about something else that you've been thinking about. But with leap of faith, trust yourself. Trust yourself and truly trust yourself. So I picked some inner child cards. You were the only group that got a second one. They flew out together. So let's see what you got. First card, Fertile Foundation. And it says, joy sprouts within me. And second card is Hungry Bunny. And your affirmation is, my life is a feast of opportunity. Then we have this final card is a goddess card. And this is going to be a goddess and a message. This could be a goddess that you choose to work with. This could just be a message for you. Take it as you see fit. And we have Goddess Gaia with grounding. Reconnect to the Earth Mother. Soak in the beauty of nature. So for my pile number 3s, absolutely grounding and working with Gaia could be a good possibility for you. But claim this reading. I have endless possibilities in love, and I create what I want. I have endless possibilities in love. Comment down below, claim the reading. Let me know how this one resonated, because the other ones felt very clear. This one feels like there's so many different situations for so many different people. But anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all the things that YouTube loves that helps me out so much and the channel out. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. Let me know what else you'd like to see next. I always read the comments and I am taking notes. But yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I am sending so much love, so many blessings, and we will talk soon. Bye for now.